Hello everyone, and welcome to a brand new long play with commentary series. This is going to be part one of a series that we're going to be doing because I know you guys really enjoyed the Clovervale long play series that I made before, but I have changed the mod pack a little bit. I've been playing with these mods over on Twitch for about a year, so I know that they're pretty stable, and this is one of the most beautiful seeds I have ever found in Minecraft. This is a giant flower forest mountain crater with a giant lake in the middle as well. Looking around at all this beautiful terrain, I really think we can build up such a cozy and awesome survival base here. But first, as always, we're going to go ahead and get some wood by punching a tree. Now, as you can see from the little recipes unlocked thing, there are a lot of modded blocks that are popping up because we do have a bunch of mods. Some of them you may recognize from last time, and some of them are brand new to the mod pack. And if you are interested in playing this mod pack, it is actually available officially on Modrinth. So check the description for the mod pack and you can download it right from there. Now, our very first priority in this world is going to be to get a wooden pickaxe so that we can get some stone, so we can try to find some iron because we are playing in regular survival. I do normally like to do my long plays in peaceful mode, but this time we are playing in normal survival because we need access to mob drops, especially things like string and stuff. That way we can go ahead and craft all of the items that we're going to need that are modded. And now we're just going to look for a little bit of a cave, maybe somewhere that we can try to find some iron. I did not want to go down into that little spaghetti cave that we just saw because sometimes I just don't trust those. I don't know. I'm always pretty afraid that I'm going to get caught by a creeper in one of those. And oh, there's a bunch of flowers over here that are kind of just pushed away by the water. Let's go ahead and pick all of those up. And we will come back for all of this like flowerage. Eventually, we have a bunch of mods here that'll help us grow some extra stuff. Oh, there's some iron right there. Oh, and a zombie. But yeah, like I was saying, we have a bunch of things like botany pots, which will help us grow extra flowers so we can make big flower fields in this flower forest crater, which I think will be so pretty. But we are going to focus for now on getting some shears so that we can get a bed. That's going to be pretty important because we want to sleep. We don't want any mobs to spawn and ruin all of the, beautiful terrain that we have going on. But also, I don't want to die. And that was quite a bit of iron. That was 10 different iron here on our first little vein. Now, let's just take a peek down here. Yeah, there is some coal that you can see there at the top. So we're gonna go ahead and maybe make an axe to fight these zombies with. That way we can actually start getting some iron smelted. And let's go ahead and also just grab our crafting table. That way we can craft a furnace right down in here and we can just start smelting while we're down here. There are quite a bit of zombies. Hello. Sorry that I'm gonna have to fight you all, but I need the coal that's down here. And oh, our shaders have the copper looking a little bit deep fried. I will try to fix that in between recordings. Yeah, that copper is not looking great. I will try to fix that. I have that fixed on my other shaders, but I'm currently using the shaders that I've been using in my current hardcore world. And they are a little bit different in Mizuno's for sure, but I'm really liking them actually. They're very pretty, and I don't want to go in too far here. I just want to see, oh, there was a skeleton. Oh, there's some more iron. I just want to try to get as much iron as we can get because I do want to get full iron armor today. We don't need diamond armor yet, but I would love to get at least full iron. There's a bunch of mobs over there. The more iron we get right now, the better, because we can absolutely get like a bucket and a shield and stuff, and that is definitely stuff you need in survival. Well, I guess you don't really need a shield in survival if you're not playing hardcore, but I don't know, I feel a little bit safer with it, especially having a little bit less protection right now. But speaking of protection, definitely getting iron armor is going to be one of our goals today, but what other goals do we have? Well, probably building a starter house. Yeah, I think if we can build up a starter house, that would probably be pretty good. And maybe we can also do some exploring, find out what other kind of biomes are around us, and maybe get some extra saplings. Since the flower forest only has oak and birch, it doesn't have any spruce, so we're gonna have to find that. But also, the flower forest is such a colorful, beautiful biome. It would be honestly a little bit of a shame if we didn't bring in some colorful roofs and stuff. So maybe we could find some, cherry or mangrove or maybe even some modded wood because there are a couple of modded wood types in this mod pack. But yeah, those are just some of my tentative goals. I mean, we might add more. We might take some away. Ooh, did not mean to fall down off of the oak planks. I did not mean to do that. Now, the other thing to remember here is that we are on regular survival, so we will also have to eat. As you can see, my little mushroom has gone down, so we're going to have to get some food. Maybe some cows, or, you know, maybe we can get some chickens or something, or some crops. Wait, what is that purple thing? Wild nettle. I don't know what that is, but there's a bunch of modded stuff, as you can see through me flipping through all these pages here. We've got stuff for storage and create and decorations and crops. We've got a bunch of stuff in this mod pack. Now, as I mentioned, I have been playing this mod pack for a while over on Twitch. I started this mod pack when I figured out that the official Mizunos on Java was not going to update to 1.21. And slowly over time, I have kind of added stuff, taken away stuff, found different stuff, and it's on Fabric instead of Forge this time, so I feel a little bit more comfortable with it long term. Also, if you guys like this seed, I will include the seed in the description. This world will have mostly the same world generations as a vanilla world. It won't have all the modded stuff, obviously. But I actually loaded this world before I put in the different like world generation biome stuff, so the spawn at least is completely vanilla. All right, we've got our iron smelting. Let's go over here and just go ahead and take a pop into free cam, and maybe if we could find somewhere to live. This is just such a beautiful place. Wow. I think the elevation will be somewhat challenging, but honestly, I could see like little builds all throughout here at different like heights and stuff. I think it'll look really, really good. Maybe like a dock around the lake, but nowhere is really sticking out to me right now. Maybe we'll just have to explore on foot a little bit more. I think that'll probably be our best bet anyways. I don't know why, but I feel so dizzy and turned around right now, even though our furnace is right here. Let's go ahead and grab our iron. We're going to craft some shears, and let's go try and find some sheep, because the sunlight will not stay forever, and we'll craft a shield just in case. And that is still smelting down. We'll leave that for now. We'll grab another pumpkin because we're going to need all these crops for later on probably. But let's go ahead and try to find some sheep. Now, what is that? I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is a wild ribwort. Okay, we're just going to leave that. There's some bees over here, but we don't need any bees. We do need some food, though. I'm so sorry. We will take that, but we're just going to look for some sheep. Oh, there's another pig right there. Hello. Oh no. I'm so sorry. All right, hello chickens. Have you seen any sheep? Oh, there's a pig over there that we will, yep, just remove from existence. I'm so sorry. We just need a little bit of food. I am so sorry. Oh, and right here, there's some wild beetroot, and oh, look at the flowers. All right, let's grab some of these beetroot. Hopefully we'll get some seeds, but I don't see any seeds dropping. That's kind of unfortunate. Also, just look at how beautiful this Mizuno's flower forest is. Now, when I first started thinking about doing this little long play series, I was probably going to do it in vanilla. And I kind of changed my mind when I found this seed. I was like, I have to do this with the Mizuno's texture pack on because it is just so beautiful. I love the Mizuno's flowers so much. So I think all of that together with the mods and the resource pack is going to make this world very cottagecore, very girly pop. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot get more excited to start something new. All right, still looking for sheep though, and down there, oh, we've got some Farmer's Delight onions. Love that. Now, I do want to grab a couple of these, I think. Hey, what, wild potatoes too. Those are so pretty. What? Yeah, we'll grab a couple of these with the shears as well, because I do like to sometimes decorate the edges of my crop fields with some of these wild little things. What was that? I guess that was like a wild tuft of wheat. I didn't see the name on it before I broke it. We'll just keep this out for now. Maybe attract a sheep. There's a sheep right there. Okay, it worked. It was good luck. There we go. All right, let's see if there's another sheep around here anywhere. Because I think that was only 2 wool, and we need 3 for a bed, and the sun is going down. So let's just go ahead and look around really quick. Don't see any other sheep. Hey, do you have any friends around? Or maybe you're hungry? Maybe you could just eat a little bit of grass and get your wool back? No? Okay. Well, I guess that's fine. But maybe you could just eat a little bit of grass for me, please. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And that was just 1 more wool. Okay. Now let's go ahead and head back to our crafting table and furnace so we can go ahead and make our bed. I've just got to remember where that was. So far, all of this kind of looks a little bit the same to me. I don't see it though. I should have plopped down a torch. I don't know if it was on this level or if it was like one more up. I don't think I've been over this far yet because there's still a bunch of beetroot here that I haven't gathered. Yeah, definitely haven't been over this far yet. Let's just go ahead and make another crafting table. That gives us exactly enough. Oh, that's not my crafting table. That is my planks and I need those. Let's go ahead and actually get a crafting table. There we go. We'll go ahead and make our bed and sleep our first night away in Minecraft. And just looking at our hunger bar here, after we pick up our stuff, it is getting a little bit low. And I don't really want to eat all of our onions or potatoes, but we do have a little bit extra, I guess, of beetroot. We could probably eat a couple of these so we can run. It's not the most nutritious thing. It makes me feel like Dwight from The Office to eat these beets just raw like this instead of like in a soup. But what can you do? Desperate times call for desperate measures. And I'd rather cook up our pork chops, that way we can actually get a little bit more use out of them than how they currently are. Now, was it up here? I remember seeing the rib words, but I don't actually remember where my furnace was. Oh, there it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to probably cut out all of that panic searching that I did because that was a little bit embarrassing, but we finally found it. It's fine. We do not have to panic anymore. Now that we are reunited with our furnace, our second crafting table, and our iron, we can go and find a place to live. That way we can get some of this inventory sorted and start actually looking for maybe getting another cave opening or so. I would like to actually go fight some spiders and find some cows as well. Ooh, what are those? These are wild onions from the Farm and Charm Let's Do mod. Okay, these are different than the Farmer's Delight onions. And there's some more beetroot here as well, so we'll go ahead and grab all of that. And you know what? I think I will grab a couple of these for decoration on like the edge of a beetroot path, but we've got to find where we can get some beetroot seeds because we still can't craft beetroot seeds with the mods or anything. Now, as I was saying, I do want to get into the cave so we can fight some spiders and also find some cows because we will need a backpack. You guys know me, I love a good backpack, and we have sophisticated backpacks in this world again. I am super excited to use them. But we do need to get 4 leather and 2 string to craft one. And this is such a cute spot over here. It's mostly flat. It's got a great view of the lake and also the whole valley. And there's bees, there's a bunch of pigs, there's tulips. Those are my favorite Minecraft flowers, actually. Oh, I think that's got strawberries here too. I love these. We have these on Fantasy Island. They were so cute. They even dropped some seeds. Nice, so we can make a little strawberry patch. That's so nice. Plus, this is not too far up. We can make like a little dock down here with like a little pathway down. Yeah, I think that this is a good idea. The ideas are flowing. I'm feeling very inspired. I think this is going to be it. This is going to be the space. We'll place our furnace, our 2 crafting tables, because everyone has at least 2 crafting tables, don't you guys know? And of course, we'll place our bed too. But I want to dye our bed, and we're going to dye that pink because we just had one random pink flower. Now, right now, we don't have any materials to start going ahead and worrying about what we're going to make our house out of, but I am going to chop down some of these trees so we can make a couple of chests. Then we can dump our inventory in them, and we don't have to carry around all of this, you know, beautiful crops and flowers and all the rest of that junk, you know? And you know what just occurred to me? We should probably go ahead and get our pork chops smelted up because we are going to want them to be cooked so we can go on a little bit of an adventure. I'd love to find some spruce wood and maybe some colorful wood, as I said, but there are no other trees in sight, although that is quite a cool little peak over there. We could do like a little tower over there. That would be cool. I did see a bunch of pigs over here though, so I want to go ahead and also get those ones and help, you know, curb the local population just a tiny bit. Oh, there was a cave. I thought that was a cave, but it was just like a little dead end, but we will cover that up. I will remember that for later on. All right, let's go ahead and get some of this wood crafted down into chests. Now, we need at least 2. to make a double chest. We'll probably eventually have a lot more, but for now, oh my gosh, when you have modded and you can just kind of slide through like this, oh, that's so nice. All right, I'm gonna keep the rest of the stuff in my inventory, I think, except for the sticks. We can make a couple of torches just for our little hands. Then let's go ahead and make a chest plate with our iron, and then we have enough for a helmet as well. And that'll just have to do for now. It's not a full set of iron armor, but it's halfway. That's a good start. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab this food that we have cooked. We'll eat up our pork chops. Now, I'm just gonna check in here. Anything that we can leave behind? No, we're good. We've got our pickaxe, axe, we've got our food. We can leave the shears. Everything else that's in our inventory we will probably need, but there is one thing that I do want to grab before we go into the caves, and that's going to be a bunch of logs so that we can go ahead and craft a campfire for that beehive over there. Because we're probably going to have to move that beehive. Actually, you know what? We need to make sticks before we make our campfire, because we do need those, and then we need a coal. And there we go to campfire. And also, we're going to need some trapdoors so that the bees don't get stuck on the flames and die, because that would be terrible. Then we'll go ahead and just cover that up and cover the top as well. And now we can go ahead and actually shear this, but I put my shears away. But we'll go ahead and shear this. That way we can just move the bees whenever we need to. We can just craft up a new bee's nest or a beehive or whatever the word is when the player makes it. But where those bees are living right now, that's prime real estate for our starter house. So they are unfortunately going to have to move. But we won't move them super far away. That way we can keep taking care of them. And maybe, who knows, even in the future, we'll be able to make like a honeycomb house. That would be super cute, like a little beekeeper's candle making cottage or something like that. That would be adorable. And with all of that taken care of, let's go ahead and look for a little bit of a cave, maybe over this way. I didn't really see anything over by our base location. So maybe over here we'll find like a little bit of a crack or something that we can go down in. Hopefully not anything too scary. But here's something right over here. Okay, there's some zinc there. That's from the create mod. That's going to be very important later, but we can't actually get that yet. We need an iron pickaxe for that. Even if we had an iron pickaxe though, I'd probably leave it for now because it is kind of a pain to get a lot of. But you can actually use that block as a kind of like a framed block, if you guys remember in the Clovervale series. Basically, if you put the zinc into a stonecutter, you can get copycats from it, and copycats are like templates that you can then use to place a block inside of it. So you can make like stairs of blocks that don't normally have stairs, like red mushroom block or amethyst. And honestly, those are so useful, so helpful for building and for making your area look super aesthetic and pretty. You can keep on theme really well with those blocks. So that's why I actually even included create, because my brain does not always enjoy the idea of physics and stuff. Oh, it looks like there's a big cave opening down here. Maybe we can just kind of mine down a little bit easily. And we'll put a torch there. And there is a spider, so we can kill our spider. Hopefully get some string from him. Nope, just a spider eye this time. But hopefully we can find some iron down here. Looks like there is a little bit over here by the water. That'll definitely help us. As long as we can get enough here to finish up our iron armor and then maybe also make an iron pickaxe, or maybe even all of our tools into iron. Oh, and a bucket too. We don't have a bucket yet, so we need a little bit extra iron for that too. But we've got another couple pieces right over here. I think that's just 2. And then there's some right there as well. Oh, there's actually quite a bit more than I thought there was going to be. On the other wall, there was also some. I thought I heard something. Could just be my paranoia. Oh. I was gonna make that jump, or at least try to make that jump, but didn't make it, unfortunately. But yeah, I hope everyone's been having a very good, spring so far. I cannot believe that it's already, for me, well, while I'm recording this, it's already April. I don't know exactly when this video will be going out because I have made a little bit of a channel announcement on Twitch and also on YouTube. Finally, I was kind of dreading telling you guys, but I'm going to be taking a little bit of time away from YouTube. I won't be able to make episodes or anything as consistently as I normally do because I've really got to lock in with my citizenship stuff and my language learning for the country that I live in. So if you guys didn't know, I'm actually an American, but I moved to the Netherlands and I have kind of neglected really getting my citizenship stuff going. I've got to take a bunch of classes and I really got to become like a certain level of fluency in the language as well. And I need to do that so that my future in this country feels a little bit less uncertain, especially with, you know, everything TM going on around the world. I just want to have a little bit more stability. Oh, it looks like there's a bunch of deep slate down there. And what is that? I think that's a create block. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I just want to have a little bit more stability and everything with everything going on, and also just to integrate into society a little bit more. I found it a little bit tough in the area that I live in to make friends in real life. But hopefully with, you know, becoming more fluent in the language, I'll be a little bit more confident and not feel as awkward in every single social interaction. So that's at least my short-term goal. But let's go back to our iron really quick so we can make the rest of our armor before we head down there. And maybe we can also make an iron pickaxe as well. Anyways, all of that to say is that I just don't know when this video is going to go out because I am going to schedule this on the channel. I'll probably schedule like one long play every couple of weeks. That way you guys are still getting froggy content even though it won't be as consistent. I do plan on doing a couple of hardcore long plays because I have a couple of build ideas that I'd really like to do in our starter area. But also in general as well, I do want to work on this series too because I want to build up a bunch of really cool things around this flower forest crater lake thing. It's so beautiful. All right, and there's the rest of our armor. We can plop that right on. There we go. Full iron armor, and that's one of our goals done. Now we just have to wait a little bit longer for the rest of this iron to smelt so we can get an iron pickaxe too. Ooh, or alternatively, we could make a bucket because that little area that we saw going down into that deep slate seemed pretty deep, and we could just grab that water that's over there on the side. Yeah, we have more iron smelting, so we can always go ahead and grab some or make an iron pickaxe after. But I'd rather have the water bucket, I think, at least for now, so that way we can get down to that deep slate level a little bit easier and maybe look for some diamonds. I'm not really going to be worried about getting diamond tools today because obviously mobs are a little bit scary. And, you know, are we just going to jump? Yeah, let's just jump. Oh, that was very close. And I saw another iron over here that I apparently did not pick up, so let's go ahead and grab that too. But I'm not worried about getting diamond tools and armor today, which I normally would do in a, you know, long play. But we're not going to worry about that today. If we can just get enough for a pickaxe so we can get some obsidian when we're ready to enchant, that would be perfectly fine. And while the rest of our iron's smelting, let's go ahead and get some of this diorite over here. Now, I know a lot of people don't like diorite, but I'm actually a diorite enjoyer. I really love diorite. It's such a great block, especially in the Mizuno's texture pack. I don't know if we're going to be using it today. I don't know what our build palette's going to be like today. It depends on what kind of blocks we can find out in the world. But just in case, I mean, we're here and we're not doing anything else, so we might as well grab a little bit. And let's go ahead and make another stone pickaxe as well. We could always end up doing like a double birch slab thing with some diorite in there because that is actually a combo that I've used before that looks really good. Or we can end up doing something with the calcite and maybe some polished diorite. It depends on what we end up finding. It also could be scary cave noises that we don't even use this day, but eventually we will use it. We will use it at some point. So we'll just grab some more. We'll wait for our furnace to be done, and then we can continue on in the cave. And also, if you guys didn't notice just there, I have crafted our first iron pickaxe. I was just yapping a lot, so I didn't actually mention it until now, but we do have an iron pickaxe now, so we can grab some gold, we can grab redstone, and most importantly, we can grab diamonds. We will eventually need like redstone and gold and stuff to upgrade our backpacks and storage and all that stuff, but we don't have to worry about that quite yet. Just the diamonds for now. Oh, there's some lapis there. I can never remember if you can get lapis with stone, so I'm just going to get it with the iron instead. But if you guys know for sure, let me know because I feel like I can never remember And I'm too embarrassed. Okay, one time I tried to get redstone with a stone pickaxe and I literally broke it and nothing dropped. And I was so sad. And I was like, it's called stone. It's like red stone. You know what I mean? Red stone pickaxe. I don't know. It made sense to me at the time. But okay, let's go check our furnace because it's probably done. And that's more than enough diorite for now. All right, this is all done. So we can go ahead and pick up these 2 stations. And then maybe go a little bit further into the cave. I think it was right over through here by the diorite that we were mining. Where we were able to go back in. Yeah, I think it was like right through here in this area. And then we can go down to the right side where all that deep slate was. Yeah, exactly. And there's also some lava down there, so that's kind of scary. And we'll just throw down a couple of torches so nothing spawns when we're coming back up later. Just like 1 or 2. We don't need a lot, just a couple of them. Oh, how are we going to do this? Probably the smartest thing to do would be to put some water going down. Maybe from there, and then it'll kind of, you know, ruin some of that lava. It'll cobblestone some of that. Yeah, that's probably better. And right there's our first diamond already. Okay, wow. The lava was leading us right to it. Let's go ahead and grab that. Although I hear tons of zombies. Probably means that there's creepers and other stuff around too. And there's some iron there, which is good. Oh, there's even more zombies. Hello. I think that'll be the hardest thing to get used to. Oh, baby zombie. Wait, that one just dropped an iron ingot. The last one that I helped move on to the next life. Trying not to say the word. I guess it doesn't really matter if I say the word or not. It's Minecraft, right? That's pretty cool though. We didn't even have looting for that. That was actually super nice. It's pretty rare to get a iron drop without looting. There we go, our first diamond. Hopefully we can find a couple more, but doesn't look like there are any extra ones, but we'll go ahead and grab all of the iron that's here anyways. Those 3 iron is another iron pickaxe in case we use this whole pickaxe up while we're down here. There's some redstone. Oh, there's some more diamonds as well. Nice. Any extra ones this time? Doesn't look like it. Oh, that's always so disappointing. Well, we at least have enough for an enchanting table. Not that we're really going to worry about that for this episode. That'll probably be a future episode because there's just no way I think that we're going to get to 30 levels today. I guess sometimes you can be surprised at how much XP you can gain, but it's not really going to be our focus here. Anyways, what I was saying was I think that's the hardest thing to get used to is that the caves are not peaceful. Oh, there's some more diamonds and some redstone. Let's go. Oh, this one's got more than one. Is there going to be any extra ones? Maybe. Yes, there is. Okay, that's an diamond pickaxe. And we have enough for an enchantment table, so we are good to go. We can just get the little bit of redstone here that we see. And then we can leave. We are on 1.20.1, so there are not an abundance of diamonds like there are on the newer versions, but hopefully we can find a bunch of diamonds. You know, maybe we'll strip mine in between episodes or something. But 5 diamonds for now, that is perfect. Anyways, like I was saying, it's really hard to get used to actually fighting mobs in the caves. I will probably not be used to that for a while, and it'll probably take us a little bit longer for our resource gathering down here in the caves. Because, you know, we've got skeletons fighting us, we've got creepers, and we've got whatever else we've got down here. I don't know if there are any modded scary animals down here, because there are a couple of mods that add mobs to here. Or to the pack, but hopefully we don't see anything too scary. Alright, I think we came out from this like left direction over here, but I think before we go up there, let's just take a quick look around. Maybe there's another couple easy diamonds just around the corner. Don't know if I've seen any yet though. No diamonds. Could be some right around this corner though. I mean, there's always another corner to turn, right? And, well, this is not really a corner, it's more of a dead end, but there is some iron here, which we will consider a W because we do need that for lanterns today. My iron pickaxe could have 1 durability, and I would probably still choose to make lanterns over crafting a new one. But alas, for now, I think it is time to go. Oh, our lava is over there. That is the correct way. Let's get rid of this zombie. Our axe is getting quite low, so maybe we can make a new one soon. But let's go ahead. I think we'll get out of this cave for now, because I do, like I said, I do want to go on a little bit of an adventure. Very scary cave noises again. So sorry. I will install the resource pack that kind of removes those. They are just very, very annoying when you're trying to have a relaxing, cozy, fun, long play. Oh, and it looks like there's also some iron up there that we can grab. But yeah, the sooner we get out of here, the sooner we can go upstairs and get our stuff together so we can go on a little bit of an adventure. And where was that iron? Oh, it's right over there. Okay, so probably the smartest thing to do here, instead of building over in case there's a skeleton, would be to dig through the wall. We're gonna try to play this smart, and anyways, we'll probably need cobblestone for the build anyways, like whether it's furnaces or for like a stone foundation for our house to sit on. Whatever we end up doing with it. You never have too much cobblestone and stone, although maybe that's not entirely true. In my hardcore world, I have so many double chests full of cobblestone and stone. After the last project, we mined over 150,000 blocks of stone, grass, and dirt, and all of that stuff. So I have just way more materials than I even know what to do with at this point. Let's make a jump over here. You know, at one point I had to tell my stream chat to tell me not to keep any of the blocks and just let them despawn, because I had so many double chests that it was actually getting a little bit overwhelming. But yeah, now that we're almost all the way back out to the main cave, let's just focus on getting out of here. Hopefully I can remember where to go / how to get out of here. I don't think that there was too many twists and turns. I think we put a torch out there. I was gonna say a lantern, but we definitely did not put a lantern. It was a torch. I think it's right up here on the right. Yep, there it is. Okay, let's go ahead. So many bats down here, by the way. There's not a ton of mobs, but compared to the number of bats that there are, that was kind of a little bit sketchy. And let's just water bucket up. That way we don't have to build up, waste any of our blocks. There we go. And I think we went through here. Was this the way? Maybe going up this way? Yeah, I feel like this is somewhat familiar. And there's also grass and light. There we go. We made it out of the caves. Actually, I navigated expertly. I completely remembered 100% every single step that we took and just retraced our steps. Hello, beautiful lilac and rose bushes. You are so beautiful and amazing. And here we go, back to our little clearing in the forest. Now let's go ahead and go drop off some of these items that we gathered, although we can go ahead and smelt our iron up. And you know what? It probably would be a good idea to make a second furnace over here to smelt our pork chops, because I don't want to stand here and wait for like the iron to smelt all the way. So there we go. We'll get that all situated in there. Just our extra pork chops going in. Let's throw away all this stuff because we really won't need this stuff. Also, I'm sure you guys can hear my dog walking around in the background a little bit. He is currently just walking around, hanging out in my office. Hi, buddy. He really loves when everyone is like very interested in what he has to say. Luckily, he's not barking right now, though. Let's grab our bed, and then the other thing we need to grab really quick is some wood. So I guess we'll just do some birch wood here because I want to make a boat. And birch boats in Mizunos are actually very, very cute. They have like a little texture in the middle that is super adorable. Let's go ahead and just craft one, and I will show you instead of hyping it up, and then maybe it isn't as cute as I thought it was. But here we go. So we've got our birch boat, and then look, there's like a little lily pad in the bottom. I think that that is so cute. All right, it's adventure time. Let's grab our boat off the floor here and check on our food. Our food's done and our iron's done. And also, let's put away that stuff. We don't really need that. But you know what we might need actually is a couple of pieces of coal in case I need to make some torches to go into a cave or something. And I think we'll just go ahead and set off up the mountain over this way because there is a little bit of a hill over here that we can climb up. I don't know what we're going to find on this adventure, but I really do hope we find some spruce. That's like the main priority. The rest we can worry about after we find some spruce, but I also really want to find some colorful wood as well. Oh, here's that stuff again as well. Let's go ahead and break some of that. We might need some wheat, maybe to lead some animals around, so it's always good to have some. Wait, do you hear that music? That must be a backpack. Ah, here's the source of the sound, I think. We have finally found it. I'm probably going to cut out me walking through that cave looking forever for it because that was kind of embarrassing. It sounds like it's coming from right down here. This is a backpack mob. So sometimes mobs can spawn with backpacks and then they can also spawn with upgrades in them. So this one has a jukebox upgrade. And hopefully the backpack drops when we actually kill the creeper. I don't want to let it explode because then the backpack won't drop. But if we get lucky with attacking it, it should drop the backpack. I don't know if it's a 100% chance, but hopefully it is. Sometimes they can have really good stuff in them as well. They can have different like enchanted golden apples and armor trims and all sorts of stuff. Oh, better back up. I don't want him to explode. There we go. Oh, it did drop the backpack as well. Okay. And then we can go ahead and kill the skeleton as well. Oh, and the skeleton dropped a capture card. But the backpack did drop with, okay, just some sand and a spider's eye and also a jukebox upgrade with the ward disc. That's pretty cool. So we'll drop this into our back slot because we do have a backpack slot so we can wear a chestplate and a backpack. And it wasn't on our list to get a backpack, but I'm really glad that we have one. It's going to make doing this adventuring a lot easier. I think this was also an upgraded backpack as well because it had a lot of space that you don't normally have in a regular size backpack. But I'm going to count that as a W. We've got a big backpack to go and try to do a little bit of an adventure with, and hopefully we don't run into any powdered snow. That is very particular timing there. All right, let's try this again and try not to go into powdered snow this time. I don't have any leather to make leather boots, but the Jade mod at the top just says snow and snow block. It doesn't actually say powdered snow, so it doesn't have a distinction, but there are some bunnies here. Hello, bunnies. You're very, very cute. Oh, maybe not. Maybe you're a little bit scary. But all right, it looks like we are good at least to go this way from now on. I've got to say, this seed is just so beautiful. I cannot get over how gorgeous this is. Even up here, this is all flower forest as well. Ooh, what is that? Those are wild carrots. Ooh, we don't have any carrots yet. Nice. Now let's grab all of these. I will probably find more of those, hopefully. Because I definitely want to get some to decorate our crop farms once we get some. And there's cherry wood over there. Nice. Okay, let's go that way. And let's try to be careful as we go down here because I don't want to take too much damage. I don't want to have to eat all of our pork chops to fall damage in case we get any, scuffles with any mobs or anything. I'm trying to think of if scuffles is a word. Is that a word that I can say for a fight? I don't know. I'm going to use that as a word though. And ooh, we ruined another portal. Let's go down there and see if we can grab some good loot. We've got a couple of iron nuggets, which we will take, a clock, some gold and stuff, but I think I'm going to leave everything here except for maybe the fortune hoe. We can use that later on. And you know what? I am also going to take the gold block up there because we can use that later once we get some more iron to upgrade our backpack. I don't know if I've ever had a copper backpack in this mod before, but I think we have to upgrade from copper to iron and then from iron to gold still. Either way, we will have the gold to upgrade because it takes 8 and we have 9 now. I don't know why I just broke that leaf instead of walking around the tree, but when you're on a pathway, if you have to diverge from that pathway, they win. Don't know who they is or what they're winning, but we got to be dedicated here. We've got to be dedicated to the cause. Want some more potatoes? We will take those just in case we need more food on the way. Oh, and there's some more of those cute little carrots. We are definitely going to keep taking these. I really need to remember to find my shears or to find some more of those with some shears. There's some more strawberries. Oh, and it's good to know that there's also sunflowers out here too if we need some for any of our flower fields or builds. I'm not going to grab any right now because they're not too far. We can always come back for them. And I know I'm going to end up having like an overflowing inventory worth of stuff from a long trip. We will also go ahead and grab some of these cows for not only the food, but also the leather because these are not our at-home cows. So it doesn't really matter if we farm them a little bit. Oh, there's a rose too. That is super, super cute. I love those roses. Wow, look at that mountain range. That is gorgeous. All right, let's hope that none of this on this little mountainside here is powdered snow, so we can just go up and grab our cherry saplings. And also we'll take some of these pink petals as well. And not me thinking that that was a little wildflower that was underneath those pink petals. It's actually just a little bit of a flower decoration on the grass from the grass texture pack that I have on. That was a little bit embarrassing, but that's fine. We'll just keep going with it. We're going to go ahead and grab all of this cherry wood. I'm going to have to build up, I think, because unfortunately there is one up here stuck in the tree that I cannot reach because 2 blocks tall is just not tall enough. Hopefully we can get a bunch of saplings so we can plant some of these in the flower forest as well. I think that having a mix of the birch, oak, and some cherry trees down there would look really, really pretty. Maybe we'll even do some custom trees, although, you know, I've been doing a lot of custom trees lately in my hardcore series, and ooh, it's quite a lot of work to make custom trees. I will not lie. No promises for custom trees in this series. We are going to just focus on the vibes, focus on the cozy, relaxing, soft fantasy Mizuno texture pack and the mods. And maybe we'll get some custom trees, but probably not. While we're here, I also want to grab a bunch of these pink petals to take back with me because we can always bone meal them later once we get a source of bone meal going. But I want to have enough in case I want to use them to decorate the outside of our house today, and I don't quite know how much we're going to need. And I keep missing when I'm punching, which is a little bit embarrassing. Oh, there's some wood down here too, but we're not going to go down into that scary cave. That would be scary. Make sure we pick up all the saplings. There's another one. And we've got 9 saplings, so let's go ahead and put everything in our backpack. This is a copper backpack. Okay, I thought so. So we will go ahead and put everything in there that we're not using right now. Don't know if we're going to need the clock, but it's kind of nice to have on our hotbar. But let's just take a quick look around. Is there anything in the distance that we can see? Not really. So I think I'm going to go this way in the boat and just see what we can find along the ocean. Well, through the ocean, I should say. Not along the ocean. Fruits of the field. What does that mean? Apple and cherry trees now grow in plains biomes. Oh, okay. So it's just for finding a plains, then telling me that I can find apple and cherry trees here. Well, we'll have to keep an eye out for them. But thus far, I don't think any are close by to us, so that is okay. We'll just continue on our little journey here. There's some cows over there. Oh, is that corn? Let's go ahead and grab that because I do love a good cornfield. And then we can go ahead and harvest some of this leather and meat from these away from home cows. Y'all know I don't like to kill the cows at home just in case because I don't know how many we'll find, but away cows, those are fair game. All right, let's put our boat down and we will set sail. We are sailing away from our little spawn flower forest crater island, but it's going to be completely fine. We are going to go find some spruce and some other wood types, so it'll definitely be worth it. And for now, I'm just going to keep scanning the skyline, just seeing is there anything on the horizon that we can see. Although over there, it looks like we've got some ice coming in. That could mean snowy biomes that way, which could mean snowy taiga. We've got like a little bit of a plains biome, I think, over there. But yeah, I'm gonna just be quiet now until I see something worth mentioning, and hopefully that won't take too long. Oh, it looks like coming up here, there's a pillager tower over there. Maybe we can go and see if that has any loot in it. And, ooh, there's a bunch of kelp here. Let's actually go ahead and get that. I don't really know if I'll need any of this anytime soon, but you'd be surprised. Sometimes you need kelp and then you don't have any and you have to go find some. I guess it's not that far away, but we'll still get some because it's free and it's already harvested right here. I do know it can be used. Why is there some rotten flesh over there? Anyways, it can be used in some of our... Is that spruce? Oh, it looks like there's spruce wood over there. That is awesome. And whoa, what is that? That looks like also some spruce wood and a modded biome. Oh, I think that's a meadow biome. Oh, that's so cool. I love the color of that, like, stone. There are also so many, like, flowers over there that we don't have. And yeah, there's a bunch of spruce wood. It looks like also maybe an azalea over there on the right. So that must mean that there's also a lush cave over there too. But we will save that for a future adventure. I am going to focus on going over to the meadow biome, getting some spruce wood, and also going to this pillager tower. So let's just dock our boat right over here. And let's just grab it and go up there and see what's going on with these pillagers. Maybe they'll have some modded loot or something at the top. Now, this world is on an older version of Minecraft in the Tales and Trails update, so we will not be killing any of the banner pillagers so that we don't have any raid, you know, stuff starting. And it looks like right there we got some kind of card and maybe a pillager head. That was kind of cool. All right, hello. Hello, gentlemen. I am here to just maybe raid your tower really quickly. And if you could just all, you know, please get with the program here and just allow me. Oh, I'm so sorry that your own arrow hit you there. And as for over here, I'm just going to ignore that guy. We'll just head to the top and then we can jump down. We did get some pillager capture cards. Again, I think those are for the easy mob farms mod that I have added to this world. But we will find out what those do eventually. Oh, we've got some iron. We've got a goat horn, some dark oak. Oh, that would actually be nice too to find some dark oak. And now that we have a little bit more time, pillager capture card, name pillager, common, a rarity, a card ID. Yeah, it is for the mob farm mod. I don't know what you can get from farming pillagers, but I'm assuming that it probably says in EMI. When we're going to set up that mod, we will take a look at all that stuff. Maybe we will even be able to use it to like farm iron golems for like an iron farm, because I don't think that Easy Villagers is on Fabric. I think there is a port called Simple Villagers, but the last time I used it, it was a little bit buggy and didn't quite work. And if the iron golem farm doesn't work, well, we always have create, so we could make a create iron farm. That sounds not very daunting. Not at all very daunting. And I'm so sorry, by the way, if you guys are seeing a little bit of this lag. Sometimes these shaders with all of these mods are very, very heavy. My computer also sometimes struggles with bushy leaves and like vines. So let's go ahead and we'll turn down our render distance just a little bit. That should help a tiny, tiny bit. But instead of going over to that spruce forest over there, we can probably just head over to this one here because there was some spruce trees on this mountain. And it also looks like we've got the pine trees from the meadow mod over there. And I want to grab some of those like modded flowers as well. I don't know if we can botany pot those to duplicate them, but hopefully we can because those are also very, very pretty. I don't know if they're going to fit in with the Mizuno style, but hopefully they do. And maybe there's also even a way that we can generate this limestone block. If not, we're going to have to come back here and grab so much of it because I really, really do love this. And oh, we've got a cherry tree. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. These were what we were getting told about earlier when we got that advancement. So we will go ahead and try to get a sapling. This is going to be so useful for when we start making wine, if we ever do. We'll let those despawn and we'll go ahead. And these are spruce leaves, right? Yeah, they are. Okay. So we'll just break some of those and hopefully get some saplings. We'll get the pine saplings first. Oh, these trees are very, very tall. They're going to require some jumping and stacking here. Where did my axe go? There it is. Okay. Oh, we still gotta jump more? Oh my goodness. There we go. It was just one more. Right, we've got this. And look at all this beautiful like dirt and stuff around it as well. We love that. And let's just try to find, are there any logs in these leaves that we can break so the whole thing will start to expire? I don't really see any, but maybe there are. Ooh, I love this cobbled limestone too. This is such a great block. I feel like this is going to look really, really good with Mizunos. It has a very, very like fantasy and warm feel to it. I really, really think that this is going to be a good block for like pathways in the flower forest. Maybe we can use that. Oh, the sun's going down as well, so we're going to have to sleep soon, but let's go ahead and just keep looking for the logs. I feel like there are some up here. Yeah, there we go. There are some of the logs that we were looking for. Now, if we are able to break those, all of these leaves should break and hopefully give us some saplings. And there's some pine saplings as well. Oh, we already have 3 spruce saplings too. So we are almost there for a big spruce tree. And this is mossy cobbled limestone. Oh, this is also so gorgeous. Let's go ahead and sleep. Okay, now that we grabbed our bed, let's grab some more of this cobbled limestone and the mossy cobbled limestone. Yeah, like I said, I'm definitely going to have to come back for this stuff. I don't think I'm going to grab too much of it today, but we do want to grab enough to make a little pathway in front of our house with it, I think. And let's grab these spruce logs. Hello, spruce. You are what we were looking for. That wasn't even that big of a tree. Okay. Kind of a weird little like brush. Is this one also with logs on the inside? Yes, it is. Okay, there we go. Please break. Ooh, some rooted dirt. Delicious. We will definitely be taking a little bit of that. But let's go ahead and empty our inventory again because there are just so many things in our inventory. And I'm gonna go ahead and just make a stone shovel here because I don't really think I want to make an iron shovel yet. Not to collect some rooted dirt, you know? There's just a couple of pieces here and there that I'm gonna collect. There's a bunch of podzol here. I wonder if this is like generated in the biome. It's been a while since I played with the meadow mod. I wonder if it's the trees that do it, kind of like the big spruce trees. I guess in any case, we will find out. Wait, did we miss a log over here? Like, why didn't this get a sapling yet? Oh, maybe because of the cherries. Let's go ahead and try to get all of those. Oh, we got a rotten cherry too. Those can be used. No, we can't craft one. Cannot craft a sapling, unfortunately. No sapling yet. Come on, just one little sapling. There we go. Got another rotten cherry. Oh, we actually ended up getting 2 dark cherry saplings. That's fine. We'll leave the strawberries. We have those back at base already. Wow, this is such a pretty biome. Look at these flowers too. Let's go ahead and grab a couple. Alpine Paradise. This is quite a beautiful place. There's some more flowers over here. I think I saw like some pink ones. Oh yeah, I will definitely be grabbing those. Those are so pretty. I feel like those would go great in the flower forest. Oh, and there's some blue ones and purple ones over here too. I love all these different flowers together. They are so pretty. I guess they look okay next to the Mizuno's flowers as well. Now, what is this yellow tree over here? Is that also a pine tree or is it a different kind of tree? I'm unsure. It says orange pine log. Does that give a different kind of sapling than a regular pine log? I think to be safe, we should just try to get a sapling just to see, but I'm not seeing any saplings coming down. We might have to chop this down and then wait. Yep, we are getting pretty unlucky here. I really like the color of this pine log. It's so comforting. It's really kind of just a nice like fall color almost. I hope it makes pretty planks and like, you know, stripped and all of that. Maybe we can use this in part of our build today. I don't really have like a palette in mind or anything. I'm just kind of like trying to find out what I can find out here in the wilderness. And while we wait for the sapling, we'll grab more of this cobbled limestone. I really like this stuff. Maybe we'll even be able to use this as like a foundation for our house or something. Okay, that small fir did not actually drop anything. I don't know if we need to use shears on that or not, but we'll worry about that at another moment. I don't know how these flowers are getting planted on the grass or on the stone. The grass was also on it. Oh, there are some pine saplings falling down already, and it looks like they're just regular pine saplings. So yeah, we will move on for today. Oh, what are you? A woolly sheep? Aren't all sheeps woolly? You are a special sheep though. We will come back for you someday to move you into our barn. Okay, that way it looks like there's a cherry biome, which we already have cherry wood. Oh, there's a village down there as well, I see, through the trees. But I really would actually like to get some dark oak, so I think I'm going to keep exploring just a little bit further, and maybe we can even find some other kinds of biomes. I don't know yet exactly what we will find, but let's continue on. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to go down to that village today. I don't really need anything from there. We have a bed. We have some food. And this is pretty hard for me to pass on. What is this? This is some kind of like shrine. It's like a stone buttons, chiseled limestone. There was a painting on the ground somehow. I don't know what happened. Is there something inside here? Oh yeah, there's climbing rope and oil lanterns. Well, I don't really know what those do. Can you place them? Oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe we can make like a little campsite in the forest. That would be really, really cool for those oil lanterns. But yeah, I don't see anything else in there. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I think as we get to the end of this meadow, we're going to come down and maybe go into that river over there. We don't really need to go into the rest of the cherry biome. Oh, a little Highland cow, hello. And over there, there's a bunch of dripstone, which I should probably go get. Very, very carefully. And some regular cows too down here. Where is my food actually? Oh, there we go. I am a little bit hungry. Your girl is losing some mushrooms. Hello, cows. You are the not from home cows, so you unfortunately have to be used in this way. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I think I'm gonna head over there and grab some dripstone just in case I need it for like a lava farm for smelting or for any of the other stuff that we might have to do later. You know, create and all of that stuff sometimes uses lava. The meadow mod biome though is so beautiful. If we can just maybe someday build a house in there, maybe like do like a modded alpine cottage. That would be so, so pretty. I'm gonna write that down after this recording. Let me know what you think about modded long plays though in general, because I always feel a little bit sad to do a modded long play because I know some people can't use mods, but also excited at the same time because you can kind of explore a modded biome in the real time rather than like with the faster cuts of like a let's play episode. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you feel about some modded long plays, even if it's just like, you know, making the meadow house or something. I always look forward to reading your guys' feedback in the comments, so feel free to just let me know how you're feeling or what you think about that. Ooh, there's some alpine coal here. Does that give us other coal? No, that's just regular coal. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and get my boat and get in this river. But I do think I'm gonna do some of this off camera. I have been recording for about an hour now, and I don't think that you guys want to watch me just boat around and talk to myself that much. So I will bring you back if there's something interesting happening, or if we find something cool. Hopefully we find something cool so that we can have a little bit longer on adventure time. Otherwise, I'll probably see you back at the base. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, I've been boating around for quite a while, and of course it's going to start raining, but there's some dark oak over there, and I also saw some acacia here. So let's go ahead and boat on over there. This is what actually made me start recording again, because we got to this warm biome. So I was hoping kind of low-key that we would find a mangrove swamp or maybe a badlands or something, but there doesn't appear to be any right on the edge of this little area over here, but that's okay. We're still going to take this acacia because it is a different kind of seed. It does make an orange block, which could be nice in the flower forest. I don't know yet. I do love a good little bit of orange. And then, of course, what I really am interested in here is the dark oak. The dark oak is just such a great, great block. And the reason I am so into dark oak is because the strip dark oak actually color matches with the spruce a lot better than strip spruce. So I sort of use dark oak as a stripped block with the spruce. Which is kind of weird to say out loud, but that's what I do anyways. Wait, is that a swamp right there? Okay, maybe the, hope for a mangrove swamp was not too far off. Definitely not a badlands biome over on this side of the dark oak forest, but there is a swamp, so perhaps we will find something good over there. Maybe we'll even just be able to find some blue orchids, because blue orchids are some of my favorite flowers, and if we can just get one of them, then we can grow some extra ones in a botany pot. I mean, I don't have any botany pots yet, but that is something that we can work on, whether it's in between episodes or as part of the episodes, whatever we end up doing. Now, just need to get a couple of saplings. There we go. Some saplings are falling. I don't need too many. You know, 8 would probably be good, but I just want to have enough so that I can grow some back over at the Forbidden Fruit Harvest and Apple. But I don't remember what I was saying. I think I was talking about growing dark oak saplings back at the base, maybe? I think. I don't know. If that wasn't what I was talking about, then I don't remember. But we're going to grab these lily pads. We have that giant lake to decorate as well. Unfortunately, it's kind of an ugly lake because it's got all of that, you know, gravel, but maybe we can make it pretty someday. I think some foliage and a dock and some lily pads and maybe some like little reeds and stuff eventually would make that whole area look so much better. And lots of bone meal to cover all the gravel at the bottom. Let's grab our other saplings right here that we have. There's a couple other acacia saplings that we will grab really quick. There we go. And let's see, can we see anything from this? Wait, that is a mangrove swamp right there. Oh my gosh, yes, perfect. Okay, that's exactly what I was hoping for. All right, let's head over that way. Just jump down here. And, ooh, the lag is getting a little intense. We might have to turn off our leaf resource pack. Hopefully under the water we can just kind of avoid that as much as possible. Oh yeah, there is quite a bit of lag. Sorry for all my aesthetic besties watching this for the, you know, vibe. Whoa, that is intense. Oh my gosh. All right, let me fix this. One sec. Okay, toggling off the bushy leaves does appear to have helped a tiny bit. It's still a little bit laggy, probably because of the shaders, but we're going to ignore that, and just thankfully the other lag is kind of gone. We're going to grab all this rice here, that way we can use it back at the base. And continue on our journey over to the mangrove swamp. Now, we don't actually need to get any mangrove wood. We can probably just grab a couple of saplings and grow it back at the base. I don't know how much we're going to need. I don't know if we're even going to use that today, but it'll be a good resource to have. And yep, everything in our inventory cannot go into the backpack, unfortunately. It's completely full. Once we get home, we will definitely work on upgrading our backpack to gold since we have the gold from that gold block earlier. Let's grab a little bit more of this. I haven't seen a single blue orchid yet. It's kind of annoying. But we're just going to keep swimming. Keep trying to avoid as much lag as possible. Oh, hello. Hello, little froggy. I don't have any way to bring you home today, but maybe someday I will come back for you. I don't have leads. I don't have anything right now. Maybe there's even like a way we can transport mobs in this mob pack. Don't remember if I put any like mob catching stuff in here. All right, we have made it to the mangrove swamp, and it is now time to grab ourselves a mangrove sapling. Nope, that was not ready. Okay, we've got to find one that is ready. We need a propagule really quick. And we'll just take a little tiny bit of the wood since we're here. And we don't need to chop down 87 trees worth, but it would be nice to have a little bit of a sample for maybe making a palette later. Now let's grab all of that. We'll grab these logs too. And do we see any mangrove propagules that are finished? Oh, there's also mud here, but I don't really like the mud as much in Mizuno's. That one was ready. Yes, there we go. Okay, and there's a couple more. Let's jump over. There we go. And that one's ready, and that one's ready. Perfect. All right. So that everything we need here. Can we get anything else? Maybe just a little bit more of this wood. Oh, well. There goes our axe. And yep, we've got a little bit more iron. We can make another one. We can afford that. We're gonna have to make it eventually anyways, right? Honestly, that is truly the hardest part of having a new world, is not having diamond tools. Especially when you're used to all your enchanted tools back at your home base, you know? I really, really miss my enchanted diamond tools right now, but also it's okay that we don't have them on us. I always feel kind of like this sense of accomplishment whenever you start a new world and are able to get all of your tools upgraded and enchanted and stuff, so that's something to look forward to, even though we don't have our tools on us now, and we really wish that we did. Especially when chopping mangrove, because mangrove is just such a beautiful wood type, but such a pain at the same time. We're just gonna leave that. I don't even want to fight for it. Alright. That should be enough for now. Enough to check our palette with. I think I'm gonna try to head back home. Maybe look for some blue orchids on the way. I really didn't see anything. And plus our inventory is getting quite full, and we had a whole bunch of adventure. We found a new meadow biome, we found some savanna, we found the dark oak forest and the mangrove swamp. We got some spruce wood. We've got a lot of stuff going for us. So let's go ahead. Where is my bow? Oh, I think I left it over by the dark oak forest. Let's head over that way and go and grab it. Now, do I have any bones? I don't think I do, no. That is unfortunate. I wish we had some bones. I would just bone meal the ground to try to get a blue orchid, but we will probably have to come back. I mean, we're about 3,000 blocks away from our, base area, but most of it is through the water, so it's not too bad to get back over here. So I think we will forgo looking for our blue orchid sapling, at least for now. We'll come back for it someday, but for now, we will just continue on our journey. Because we really need to get back to the base anyways and start looking at what materials we're going to put together to make our starter house. Now, I feel like the starter house is a very, very important build in a brand new world. It's where you sleep away your nights. Oh, look at this little lettuce. This is so cute. Okay, we will definitely take all of that. I didn't even see this the first time we came through here. And we've got, some dead bushes and stuff. We don't really need that. And oh, also some more wild carrots. Sugarcane, I think I saw back around the lake, so we don't need to grab that here. We'll just save the last couple inventory spots in case we find something on the way. Anyways, like I was saying, we better get back and we better start thinking about our starter house. We're gonna have to put a little bit of storage in there, a little bit of a smelting area. We've got a lot to consider, a lot to think about. And oh my gosh, a lot of stuff to sort out once we actually get our starter house built. So I'm gonna boat on home, and I'll probably cut this whole thing out of the video so it doesn't end up being 18 hours long, but I will see you guys when I get there again, okay? Alright, coming back in at a little bit of a chaotic moment here. I literally forgot to start recording until I got up here, and I was like, oh wait, they're gonna be like, why did you gain so much XP and you didn't show what you did? So yeah, we are sort of back. Let's go ahead and try to sleep really quick so we can get some of these mobs to burn up. I mean, we'll still have to worry about creepers, but hopefully we don't see any creepers on the way. Although I have never been that lucky with my creeper luck. Yep, there's one right there. We also probably want to get that spider if I can get this creeper with no damage. There we go. Oh, a creeper card. That's actually cool. Okay. I do need your string, Mr. Spider, but you, of course, didn't drop any. Oh! Oh my gosh. That scared me. Baby zombie out of nowhere. Why aren't you burning, by the way? There we go. Okay, finally. Why wasn't he burning before that? That's wild. Okay, and where did he come from as well? Eat up some lettuce. Then we've got a creeper. Oh, no. Just do not destroy this beautiful biome, Mr. Creeper. Oh, I don't have any room in my inventory. Oh, I guess I did have room in my inventory. I just didn't realize that I did. All right, moving forward. There's another spider over there. Hello, do you have any string? Yep. Our first bits of string. Perfect. String is actually quite important in this mod pack. It's used for backpacks and upgrades to those backpacks and a lot of the decorative items too. But we are home. I am so happy to see our valley once again. Honestly, flower forest biomes are where I build, I feel like 99% of the time in my Minecraft worlds, but they just bring such a peace and serenity to the Minecraft world that really is kind of unmatched. And I think we're right down over here. Especially Mizuno's flower forest. I love all of the different variants of the Mizuno's flowers, and they just feel so cozy, so cottagecore, so lovely and wonderful. And let's go ahead, we're gonna go ahead and cook our beef or our pork, sorry, for free on the campfire here. A little bit of a tip for you if you didn't know, you can actually cook things on the campfires. I don't know why I looked in there. I didn't mean to. What was I looking for? I don't know. We're gonna have to go ahead and make some chests though. Can we make these into chests? Yes, let's go ahead and make another double chest for our items. And also I want to look at these planks too. These are nice. I don't know if they're gonna go with Mizuno's that well, but they could be a great floor or maybe like an outside porch area kind of thing. Definitely gonna keep these in mind as a building block, but we're not gonna worry about that just yet. Let's go ahead and put down our chests. And you know, this whole area is looking a little bit weird to me for some reason, and I cannot figure out why. Another thing we need to consider is where we're actually going to start planting trees, because I don't really love the idea of our starter area having all the pods all here. So if we just pop into free cam really quick, let's kind of see, do we have anywhere close by that's relatively kind of out of the way and flat? Like maybe over here? Yeah, that's kind of a short distance away, and I don't really think that I'm going to be building anything over there. Well, I guess if we do want to build something over there, that we can always do that later. Oh, you know what it is actually? Just realized it is the bushy leaves. Let me fix that. Okay, there we go. Looking a lot less weird now. I was like looking at all the trees and I couldn't figure out what looked so different than the last time we were here. I was like, is this the same spot? I mean, our chest was here, our furnaces were here, but yep, it was the lack of the bushy leaves that had me a little bit confused. Let's grab everything out of our backpack for now and just drop everything in here. We will go ahead and sort everything later. I'm not too worried about it right now. Also, let's take out the backpack upgrade. We don't really need that in our backpack at this current moment. Though now we can absolutely go ahead and upgrade our backpack. So let's take it off of the backpack slot. And I think we just cover it with... No. Can this be upgraded to gold just immediately? Also no. Okay. We have to make the iron backpack with the 4 instead of the 8. That's actually kind of nice. It saves us a little bit of iron. And there we go. We've got a fully upgraded backpack. We can just put that back in our back slot. And now we have a gold backpack with a ton more space. Okay, let's keep throwing everything in here because I want to go ahead and get some of our saplings planted before we head down into the caves, but let's put our bed down too as well. And do we have anything left in our backpack? We can just put this away and put that stuff in here. We got a pillager capture card. Don't know why those don't stack. Very unsure about that, but let's go ahead. Where are the rest of our saplings? There are some mangrove propagules. Okay, let's see. We've got... No, I don't think we need the dark cherry yet. Dark oak, cherry. Ooh, the pine. Yeah, we'll take a couple of those too. Hello. Actually, before we head over there, let's go ahead and drop a couple of torches down over here just to light this area up. I don't know how long we're going to be over there for, so... Just to be safe, 3 torches is better than no torches, I guess. But yeah, we've got to figure out what we're going to build the rest of our starter house with. And before we do that, let's plant our trees. We're going to need to clear out some of these oak and birch trees that are over here. But maybe if we end up using oak or birch today, this won't be kind of just a waste of time for us. But even if it isn't going to be used today, I'm sure we'll use it in the future. For chests or for crafting or perhaps for some builds. Maybe we'll even use them today for our starter house. I don't know what we're going to use yet. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. Normally, I sort of know by now what I want to use. But I have no idea. I seriously have just not a single clue in my brain. Also, I feel very, very bad chopping down this perfect oak tree. I love these big ones. They are so, so nice. But I'm sorry, oak trees. You're gonna have to go so I can plant other trees here at some point. Hopefully pretty soon. It looks like all of these are starting to break down, which we love to see. Let's just go ahead. Maybe we'll put our spruce saplings here. Get rid of all these leaves on the edges. Sometimes the trees won't grow if you have leaves on the edges. Blossoming discoveries. Find tea blossoms. Tea blossoms. Oh! Okay. I guess that when you break flowers, you can sometimes get blossoms for tea. So we can brew some tea. That would actually be so cozy. I actually pretty recently started drinking tea. I never had a tea that I really liked. I only drank it out of politeness before, but I finally found a type of herbal tea that I really, really enjoy. So I've been drinking some tea, but now as it's starting to warm up a little bit, I have been drinking a little bit less. Some people say that tea is still nice when it's warm, but I am definitely a cold drink girly. I don't know. When I'm like super cold, then I don't mind a little bit of a hot drink. But most of the time, I am a cold drink girly. Like, even in the winter, I want ice water. Yeah, maybe we... No, not there. Maybe, like, here? I think that might be a little bit too close, but that's okay. We'll get more saplings, and we can always grow some in botany pots, too, as long as we have at least one. Let's get rid of this oak tree, too, so we can put another mangrove one over here, because the mangrove ones always kind of go just, like, you know, a little bit wild. And get rid of this little birch tree. We'll let that come down as well, but I think for now that's probably good. I think we'll leave it just as those ones. And then we'll plant some more trees later. I don't think I'm going to plant the cherry ones. I don't think I'm going to use it, you know? And we have a couple of logs anyways if I do need just a tiny bit. And while we wait for our trees to grow over there, we're going to go ahead and clear out all of the trees in this area over here. Because we've got to get some space cleared for our starter house. And we were already chopping down a bunch of trees anyway, so it just makes sense to keep doing that right now. This whole area, though, is so beautiful. I cannot wait to see what this is going to look like when it's full of builds. I might even do some live streams with some builds or some pathway building, as I sometimes did with the Clovervale Longplay series. I've been playing a lot of One Block Skyblock on stream recently, and I still do plan to do some hardcore streams as well, just waiting to update to the newest version of Minecraft. But I was thinking about potentially also doing maybe some of these off camera as well, because I don't know, it's been a while since I've just played Minecraft for fun, and with a project that's going to be this big, it's going to take quite a few episodes, I think, to get this entire thing filled up with builds. So some of the builds I might do off of camera, but of course I'll always come back and show them as well. I definitely don't want to do too much of it off camera though, because I know a lot of folks love to body double with these long plays. I also really love a good cozy video on when I'm reading or studying. Sometimes when I'm cleaning as well, that's also sort of like just really relaxing. You have something on in the background that you can kind of hear and really has a feel-good tone to it, but also isn't like requiring 100% of your attention. Let me know what you guys do while you're watching these videos in the comment section. I'm always very, very curious to learn. Some people are gaming, some people are chilling. I love to hear what you guys are up to though. Now let's go ahead and grab our shears. We're going to grab some of these leaves. And wait, we just got a new recipe unlocked? That was in the mob farm thing. It had a little sheep. Okay, it's a sheep enhancement. Automatically shears sheep in the mob farm. Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, that's a little bit of a while away because we don't have any nether quartz or anything yet. But that's pretty cool. But also, thinking about it just now, with like the whole feel-good thing and the self-care kind of vibe, it's a self-care check. We've been recording for over an hour now. Also, speaking of that like feel-good vibe, it is a good reminder at this point that we should also be taking care of our bodies. So a little bit of a self-care check. Make sure you hydrate yourself. Make sure you get something to eat if you haven't. Take your meds if you haven't today already. And also, if you haven't done so, stretch your body. do a little bit of movement, whatever you can do, whatever you have the energy for. Now is a great time to take a little bit of a break. Now, I'm going to grab my shears. Oh, I have them. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to have to run. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about what I'm about to do. I'm so sorry. We're going to have to run. And stay away from these bees. I don't want them to die because I had to break their hive, but there was really no other option for me other than to just kind of rip the band-aid off, I think. But if we outswim them for just a little while, we might be able to get them to de-aggro, although they are still pretty angry. You can see that their eyes are still red. So we just got... Oh, there's one. One is no longer upset. All right. Hopefully we can keep that energy going. It looks like none of them are upset now. So let's grab our tulip here. And we're going to kind of lure them back over to the base. Now come over here. Come over here, sweet little bee. I'm doing my best to float here and try not to go too far under the water because I don't want the bees to try to follow me. Because if they're under the water, they will take damage, exactly like that. So stay out of the water, bees. We're just going to go get your friend and go back to where I'm going to make you a new hive. Now, I know it won't be the same as your old hive, but it'll still be a good one. It'll still be a nice little spot for you guys to live. Oh, get out of that water. Get out of that water. Bad bees. Both of you are taking damage and I don't like that. And there was a third bee. I don't know where they went, but hopefully they find a new hive too. There's some bees right here. We are going to have to definitely get like a beekeeper's greenhouse or cottage or something. There's a lot of bees over on this side. There's even more over there by our original beehive. I forgot to grab all these leaves earlier, so might as well do that now too. And luckily our honeycomb is still here. I was worried that it might disappear, but we are actually good. And let's just go ahead and breed up these two bees very quickly. There's another bee. I don't know where that one came from. That is so sweet. Our first animals that we bred were actually bees. So let's make them a new beehive. And then we are going to need a new campfire as well because our campfire is going to be unfortunately broken because we don't have silk touch. Alright, now let's go ahead and just remove our little trapdoor area over here for our bees, remove the old campfire. Luckily we get a little bit of charcoal back for that. And come on, bees. I don't know where the other two bees went, but that's okay. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and just put down the campfire right over here, and then we can put the bee's nest in the tree. Let me just throw down some little flowers there for them. Okay, so we get the trapdoors first. I always end up putting a trapdoor over a too tall flower. That always happens to me every single time that I'm doing bee stuff. Okay, I put that back down over there, and we'll put the beehive up there. And another trapdoor over the campfire. And now you guys are a happy family of bees with a bunch of flowers around. There you go. Enjoy, my loves. And now we can start clearing out all these flowers now that the bees are gone. And oh, it does look like our trees have grown as well. We've got some mangrove ones and our double spruce tree over there as well. Or our tall spruce tree, I should say. Got some more tea blossoms I saw there. Yeah, I think it's just random if you hit the flowers that you sometimes just get a tea blossom. Ooh, we got some grape seeds too from the vinery mod. Oh, we will definitely have to start planting those at some point. You know, coming over here, I think that these are both pretty full. We're gonna have to make some more chests, so let's grab, you know, these oak planks. We have a couple of oak logs we can use to make some extra chests. There we go. We're gonna need just even more chests here for all the stuff that we've been picking up. It's so much stuff. Now let's go ahead and we're gonna make another axe with the iron we just smelted, so that way we can chop a bunch because our axe is almost gone. And you know what? We don't have any food, so let's grab our pork chops too. And now we can go and chop down our trees. That way we can start getting some materials for our build, because we're definitely going to end up using spruce, and I think I've decided on using this mangrove. I just don't know what we're going to use for the walls yet. But the mangrove will definitely probably be the roof. I'm getting very much like rosewood vibes from this. You know, I actually think it's funny because I'm so nostalgic for worlds that I've had before that I feel like I always kind of tie my worlds together in some way. I don't know if anyone else does that or if it's just me, but sometimes I'll, you know, do a little bit of a like nod to my worlds, just like subtle little touches that maybe people don't even realize, but they are definitely like representative of my previous worlds. And in any case, it makes me feel like I can kind of connect them together, and like the frog crafting that you see in my long plays and my hardcore worlds is the same frog crafting, just in different universes. Anyways, I wanted to update you guys on my New Year's resolutions this year. I have been going strong, although I did stumble a little bit with my daily planning in the middle of the year. Well, in the middle of what's gone on so far. Just because I was so sick for so long, it took me a while to get back into my daily planning. If I miss it for like a couple days, I'm fine. But if I miss it for like weeks, yeah, there's sorry, I was just checking to make sure I got all of the spruce logs, but there's just like it takes a while for me to get it back into my routine in my system. I have been making progress though. I've been working on my reading goal because I'm a little bit behind on that as well. I kind of got like a little bit of like a reader's burnout. I don't know if it was just like the story that I was reading or possibly also like being sick for so long. I was sick for like 5 weeks. So it kind of didn't help my motivation to read. And then I tried multiple times, but the part of the book that I was at was just like kind of so like boring. I feel bad saying that, but it was just like not very interesting. It wasn't really capturing me. But I talked to my friend who read the same book, and she told me, you know, you're like only 3 chapters away from something that's really interesting. So if you can just like force yourself to get to that point, it might pick up for you, which luckily she was right. And I finished that book, and I also read The Hunger Games: A Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. I absolutely loved it. It was such a complex book, and it made me feel so many different things, but that is Suzanne Collins for you. And I'm super excited to read The Sunrise on the Reaping at some point later this year. I've just got to wait for it at my library. Luckily, because I've been able to read a little bit more lately, I have started my Throne of Glass book 3, which is Heir of Fire. So far, it has not been as bad as book 2 was. At least all the new, you know, characters are interesting and things are happening that are not just being sad in a big castle. You know, I will say off topic, but the one thing that's annoying about mangrove is removing all the roots because they just sit behind. They don't like decay, but we'll do that at some other point. We don't have to do that now. But luckily, I think by the time I'm done with this book, I have Onyx Storm from Rebecca Yarros, which is the 3rd of the Fourth Wing series. I think I'm like 5th in line for that at my library. So I'm very, very excited. That should be relatively soon. Plus, I've got a ton of stuff on my TBR if I can't get that anytime soon that they might have. But I've been really, really enjoying reading again. It's been nice to get back into it and just kind of jump into a little bit of a different world for a little while. Not everything that I've read has been the best in terms of like me absolutely loving it, but I like that I'm reading more. I like that I'm trying different things, and hopefully I can find like different authors and different genres that I haven't really like considered before or read before that will expand my my enjoyment of reading. And so far this year, I've also tried a new recipe every month again. And so far, 2 of them I've ended up really liking. One of them is like a cheeseburger soup, which is kind of like I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it's like a cheeseburger in a soup form. It's really, really good. I promise it sounds weird, but it's actually good. And the other one is like a French onion soup as a pasta instead of a soup. So I think you can kind of see where I'm going with this. A lot of the food that I like is either soup or pasta related, which I feel like, I mean, that's just relatable for a lot of people, right? I was trying to get a couple of these dark oak saplings. I didn't realize that this was close enough to this tree to connect, so that kind of sucks. At least we have 2. We'll go put these over here because they were a little bit more, they had a little bit more room over there. Sorry. Also, I apologize for constantly misspeaking in today's long play. I feel like I haven't really sat down and had some real I have to talk out loud time in a while, so this is a little bit of a test, I guess, for me. And sometimes I say and I apologize for that so bad. I can't help it. I I don't know what I was gonna say, and then I have to think about it, and I feel awkward just pausing. So I say, but trust me, I'm trying my best. Your girl has two active brain cells, and they're both fighting each other. I think we got a little bit unlucky with the dark oak sapling drop, but we at least got two so we can make one tree. I might have to go get some more saplings. There's one up here, but that's not going to be enough to do anything with. But I might have to go get some more saplings off camera, like in between episodes. But I think we'll leave this for now and we'll head back over to our house. Well, our chests at least, and we will go ahead and look at all of the blocks that we've got. We've got, yeah, just over a stack of spruce. We've got, I think with the stuff back at the base, maybe like a stack of mangrove as well. Probably won't be enough for a full roof, but hopefully we don't need to get too much more. And let's just go ahead and sleep so we don't have any mobs explode on us. Oh, wait. Where am I? This is a little bit weird. It put me behind the furnaces. I did not enjoy that. Let's move the bed so that doesn't happen again. I don't know why, but I just really didn't want to be stuck behind those furnaces again, but okay. Let's take a look here. So we've got some diorite, we've got birch, we've got cobblestone, got some oak. Obviously we have the mangrove. Got this like limestone and stuff. And what I want to do here is go ahead and just kind of lay out some of our blocks so we can try to make a block palette for our starter house. So we've got our diorite, we've got our strip spruce and our regular spruce. And then we've got dark oak with a stripped log as well. Okay, this is a good start. Now, what else do we have? We have some cobblestone. And we also had some of this cobbled limestone, which I think, yeah, that's such a good contrast. The Mizuno's cobblestone, that's really, really good. That could be a good pathway for in the flower forest. I could also easily see this being the foundation of a house if we wanted to go that direction as well. And then we also have our mangrove wood. But I'm wondering, to go with the diorite, is the birch double slab the play here? Let's go ahead and place this down so we can look at it next to each other. Is that the play? We've used this palette before in a different long play. Now, alternatively for the walls, we do also have the oak here if we do want to use that and go in that direction. And then we have these pine planks too. So taking a step back to look at this, we've got our beams over here, we've got our walls, our roof, and then maybe our floor? Yeah, over there. I don't think we're going to use the oak. Yeah, I think if we take out the oak log, then I'm okay with this palette. We'll have our dark oak beams, we'll have our spruce trim for the roof, we'll have the diorite and birch walls, and then the mangrove roof as well. That is going to work perfectly, I think. The only other thing that I think we might need to go do is get some stone for a foundation so we can raise it up off the ground a little bit. I like to do that in my builds, but I don't think I'm going to raise it all the way up so that there's like a stone floor and then the diorite and birch floor. I think I'll just like raise it up like one block, and then we'll just use this oak as some throwaway wood to make a couple more chests. And these chests are not going to be wasted because we will use them later on for our storage inside the house. But we can go ahead and start dropping down all of our materials for our build in here. We can start separating these out a little bit as well. In this one, we'll keep all of the wood that we have. And I don't know, the oak is kind of throwaway, so we'll put that down at the bottom. And the birch can go there. And then these pine planks we'll put over here because they'll be on the bottom, on the floor. You know, kind of works out. And then in this one, we'll put our stone blocks. So our diorite for the walls and the other stones that we have for the pathway. Now I do want to go back into the caves to get a little bit more diorite before we begin. But we do have this mossy cobbled limestone as well. I wonder if this looks good with the... Yeah, actually that looks amazing. That is so, so cute. I love the green that brings to the floor. Okay, we will keep all of that. That is a good option for our pathway. All right, we'll put all of this away in here. And that can just all stay there. But you know what else we need to do? We should cook our other meat because we are getting low on our other pork chops. So getting some of this going would be good. And we're going to empty our inventory of just all the stuff that we don't need. And oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that we had white grapes over here too. That's so cool. Let's go and put these back in the chest. We don't need to bring these down into the caves with us. And I don't have anything extra, but I just want to get a little bit more diorite. So it shouldn't be too bad if we just head down there, right? Hello. Oh, this is a little bit of a deeper hole than I was expecting. Let's just put our water down and kind of slowly go with the flow. Maybe we can also get a little bit of extra iron. There's a creeper there, which is kind of scary. But we will just take it slowly, not go down too quickly. That way we don't have to fight them too fast. But if we can also get some iron while we're down here, that would be fantastic because I'm going to need iron for like lanterns and stuff later on in this episode as well, or in this video. I keep saying episode, I'm so sorry. Mining this iron in the water has been just a tiny bit chaotic, but that's all right. This is 2 lanterns, so it's worth it. It's worth fighting the current. Oh, and there's some more iron over there, and we can grab a bunch of stone, and there's some diorite over there. So this is actually kind of perfect. I don't have any sticks on me for torches, though. I unfortunately forgot about that. And let's just try to get this creeper. Oh, I thought I heard footsteps behind me, but that's okay. We will just let them blow up. And now with the creepers out of the way, we can mine our iron in peace. Just grab a bunch that we're probably going to need. We're probably going to also want to grab all of this coal. I feel like I'm always running out of coal in these videos. I just checked again to see if I would have sticks, but I still don't have sticks to make torches to light this area up. And we'll need this coal anyways to smelt down some stone, because we'll obviously get cobblestone from all of this. And there's some more iron over here, and is that calcite? That's calcite right there. That gives me an idea that we could actually use calcite in place of the birch for our house. I was originally going to suggest that, but we didn't actually have calcite, and I was like, I'm not going to go look for, you know, a amethyst geode. What is happening? Why is my water... Oh, I bet it froze. I bet it froze up there. Oh, that's kind of annoying. Anyways... Yeah, like I was saying, initially I was going to say that I wanted to use calcite, but I didn't think that there was any around. I wasn't going to go find like a geode for it or anything. Okay, I guess we'll have to think about this differently when we come back down. But for now, let's just try to get all the way back up. Yep, there is the ice. Unfortunate. I so rarely live close to snowy and like icy biomes that I completely forgot that that's a thing. All right, let's grab a couple of logs here. And also... Oh, these are ready again. Nice. These grow pretty fast. That's good. We'll need those. I've got some stuff cooking over here too. Got some sticks. Oh yeah, our steak is done. Nice. That's actually huge. We don't need to put anything more in there. Did I have any iron? Yes, I did. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I just want to make a couple more pickaxes because we'll probably need those down in the caves. And let's head back down in there. We can always put this stuff in our backpack, but let's first go ahead and make some torches. We've got a whole stack of them. And before I forget, let's go ahead and grab some more water because we will definitely need it down there in the caves. Well, at least to get down there into the cave. But I want to go back into this specific cave because it had a bunch of calcite in it. But this time we're not going to put the water exposed to the sun. We'll try to put it down here somewhere. Like, yeah, like maybe under right there. And we'll put a torch there just to be safe. That shouldn't freeze though. I think it's with the sun exposure that it can freeze, which somewhat makes no sense to me because wouldn't the sun be melting it? Oh man. Oh, 3 baby zombies. What has been with all of the packs of baby zombies in this video? And there's a zombie villager. Oh my goodness. Not gonna lie, just a little bit stressed right now. I don't want to kill the zombie villager. It would be nice to have a zombie villager so that we could get cheap mending for our tools later on. But also, I don't really have any way to get him to the surface, so I'm sure we'll find another one on the surface at some point. And we got a zombie capture card, which is pretty cool. There's still quite a few mobs and more baby zombies. What is happening? This is the most baby zombies I've ever dealt with in a world to start with, and I am just playing on normal mode, by the way. I am not even playing on hard. Wow, this is such a cool vein. I wonder what that is. I will look at it once I am safe, though. Oh, they're shooting the bats. Actually, kind of low-key goated. Low-key goated. Bats are so annoying, so that is a problem that will, I guess, take care of itself. But let's go ahead and get all of this iron. Even more zombies. I don't even have a weapon to fight you now. Oh, man. All right, I guess we'll use our shovel, our stone shovel here that we made. Just get away from me. Whew. Oh my gosh, can I have a single second to myself here to make a brand new iron sword or an axe? I guess I really am in the mobs, you know, territory, so I guess it makes sense that they hate me, but let's go ahead. We're gonna rock with the iron sword. And just get away. Please, thank you. Ooh, I do love survival Minecraft, but sometimes when you are in it, you are actually fighting for your life and there's just nothing you can do besides keep swinging your sword. All right, now that this guy is taken care of, let's just try to get some of this calcite now so we can actually start building our house at some point. We're almost to 2 hours of recording, I think. I don't know, I took a little break between one of the recordings that was like, I don't know, 15 minutes or something, so I don't exactly know how long I've been recording, but it was about 2 hours ago that I started. I'm actually really excited that we found this calcite. Ooh, there is some more iron in there as well. I love the birch double slabs, but I don't know, for this house, I feel like the calcite is just going to allow us to use a little bit more of the diorite variants as well. This is very much going to feel like a rosewood house. I am getting the impression, you know, now that we've kind of have this block palette in our minds, I feel like this is going to feel like a rosewood house. And to be honest, there is nothing wrong with that at all. There is nothing wrong with having a little bit of a rosewood house. But also, speaking of rosewood, we're going to have to name this world. We haven't named our hardcore world yet. I haven't found the right theme for the name of that world. So I'm not going to do that one yet. But this world's also going to need a name because we had, you know, the Rosewood, we had Clovervale. On Twitch, we have the Girly Pop Grove. Oh, and okay, this is the Azurine block. Oh, and this makes zinc if you crush it. Oh, okay, that's cool. Lots of really cool blocks. That's pretty cool. Okay, we'll get a couple more. I don't think we're going to use this today because it doesn't have the amethyst like little ding as much as I hoped that it would. But maybe we can use this in the future with some of the copycat blocks. Anyways, if you guys have any ideas for what we should name this world, leave them in the comment section. Let me know because I'm not that great at naming things, as you guys probably have known. And also, I love having viewers get involved with naming things. It makes me feel like you guys are a lot more connected to the world as well, which I personally love. I'm always asking for names in the comment sections for villagers or pets, so, you know, why not name a world? If it was up to me, I'm just going to choose some kind of like old English, like name generator, like Mistwood or something, you know? Oh, okay, we've got almost 2 stacks. Let's try to get a little bit more because I don't know exactly how much we're going to need. I have not planned this build. I'm just kind of winging it right now. That is actually something I'm trying to get better at. I'm trying to get better at just winging it because I have a little bit of a problem with wanting to overly plan everything to be perfect. And I don't know, over on my Twitch world, the Girly Pop Grove world, I have been just like winging all of my builds there. And I've been slowly getting a little bit more confident. And actually, I think I'm going to show these on screen. Reminder to me to do that. But these are some of the houses that I've been building for the viewer house project over on that world. One rule I have in that world is that nothing gets planned. Everything is done live, even all of the mistakes and everything. And all of these houses were built on like 4-hour live streams. So I'm very proud of how far I've come. I used to not be able to build at all live, so even though these houses are quite simple, I'm still pretty proud of myself. And I think I'm going to take some of that newfound confidence and energy today and try to put it into a house that we are going to be building, or our house that we're going to be building today. Can you tell I haven't yapped in a while? Oh my goodness, my yapperage is just like, I'm constantly saying the wrong word. Okay, I also want to go ahead and grab some of this deep fried looking copper over here because I do think that we need this for some of the mob farms, but I'm not going to grab a ton of it today because I don't know if we're going to build with it in the future or not. I have been hearing a zombie, but finally he caught up to us. Jeez, that scared me a little bit. But let's go ahead and grab all of this deep friedness. A little bit more iron over there, never hurt nobody. And we will just ignore that skeleton because I don't think he can get back up. And if he can, well, I'll just already get the iron so we can just move on. Some more coal. I'll leave that though. I've got to remember that there's all this copper down here. Oh, there is up there in the ceiling some extra iron. We will take that. But in case I need more copper in the future, I'm going to have to remember that all this copper is down here. Get that iron, and then we've got 2 more zombies to fight. Now, something I get a lot of comments about is, how do you get used to the mobs? And honestly, it sounds really silly, but just playing on easy with mobs on is truly how I got used to the mobs, because I used to only play on peaceful or easy. But something that I did was actually play my first couple of worlds that were on easy with keep inventory on, and keep inventory is so valid, by the way, so if you play with that on, there's absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. But I played with keep inventory on just so that I could get used to the mobs and their attacks and stuff, because I wasn't really used to playing computer games back then. I was mostly a console player before I started playing Minecraft. So I didn't really want to lose anything while I was kind of learning the controls or learning how to play a computer game, and also learning all these new mobs. And creepers are terrible when you're first starting out. And skeletons hit really hard as well when you don't have any armor. I didn't even know how to make armor when I first started playing. But that's how I slowly got used to the mobs, and now I just play slow. Like, I mostly play on hard mode now, although this one is on normal. But when I start a new world, I just play slow. You know, learning the jump crit attack is also really important. There's a lot of skulk over there. That's scary. But yeah, playing slow, just taking it slow, and also taking friends with you if you have any friends that you can play Minecraft with, that you can go in the caves with and get a little bit more comfortable playing with. That will probably help as well, unless your friend is also scared of the mobs, in which case then it just becomes hilarious because you're both just like screaming and hiding and running. All right, let's take out this creeper, or just let him take himself out. And then there's a zombie villager up there as well, but we need to get rid of the skeleton, and I am missing absolutely horrifically here. That is embarrassing. Also, another thing too, if you're like scared of how dark it is in the caves with the mobs in there, get a gamma mod or get a, you know, shader pack where you can edit the brightness of caves. I used to really hate going caving before I learned that you could turn up your cave brightness and shaders, and now my caves are a lot brighter and they feel a lot easier to navigate for myself. There's a bunch of limestone and stuff here, some more iron. Oh gosh, there's even more deep dark down there. I really don't want to go into the deep dark in episode 1. That's just not really what I want here today. But let's go see. Is there anything? Oh my gosh. Okay, sometimes you just get a jump scare. Maybe it would be possible to go down there and avoid the deep dark, but still be able to find some diamonds. But I don't know if I want to risk it, especially not with that skeleton there. I'm afraid that I'll fall to my death. Okay, you know what? We will come back another time when we have better armor, better tools, better weapons. We can just take a little bit of a torch break. We'll torch all this up. And there's also this deep dark over here. Maybe there's something over on this side that we can explore a little bit. We will always take a little bit of extra iron. I feel like I always say that, but you know, some iron never hurt nobody. Oh, there's a bunch of glow squids in there. We can go and grab their glow ink. I do love a good glow ink moment. Oh. Wait, that was a glow squid capture card. Oh, that means we could probably farm these glow squids? That would be really cool. That way we wouldn't have to come down here and fight them. We could just have the most beautiful signs ever. with no need to come down and risk our lives in the caves. That would be swell, I think. Oh, and I saw a little bit of iron over there. Again, a little bit of extra iron never hurt anyone. Especially eventually we're going to need this for lanterns for our pathways. We're going to need it for anvils. We're going to need it for armor and tools. You know, we're always going to need iron for everything. And you know what, while we're here, we might as well just go ahead and start getting rid of some of this stuff in our inventory. We can throw it all in here. We've got a bunch of capture cards. That's actually really cool. I do want to look into start setting those things up, but definitely not today. It'll probably be like a future episode thing. But for now, let's go ahead and grab a bunch of stone because that's what we even came down here for. And we really do need some stone for our foundation and our pathways and stuff. So let's just head over here. We're going to grab a bunch of stone. I'm going to try to stay away from those mobs if possible. And you know, I really wish that the andesite in Mizuno's wasn't so grayish blue toned. I really wish it was a little bit more similar to the stone tone, but I do love that Mizuno's has so many tone options. It kind of has that like bluish that the Tough has to it. Anyways, like I was saying, I'm going to try to avoid the mobs. I'm going to grab this iron and I'm going to grab a bunch of cobblestone really quick. And I'm just going to be quiet. Also, I might grab some of that gravel for our pathway as well. I think that might look nice in the pathway with the other blocks that we have. Anyways, I'll check in again if anything interesting happens, but otherwise I'm gonna rest my little yapper because we still got a whole house to build. All right, well, kind of jump scaring y'all coming back in, but we've got 2 stacks of cobblestone right now, so I think that should probably be plenty for the foundation of our house and the pathway. Because I do believe we have a little bit upstairs already as well. We have 13 stakes, so we should have enough for the end of this video, and I think it's time that we start thinking about what we're gonna do for our actual house. So once we get back up here to the top, whoops. Kind of not swimming the correct way. There we go. But once we get back up here to the top, we can actually go... Oh, I am just a little bit silly apparently. Let's go ahead and grab that one andesite that we picked up. But let's go ahead and start thinking about our house. Once we get everything sorted up here, I want to start getting some stone smelted because I want to have some cobblestone and stone bricks for the foundation of my house. As I mean, that's pretty usual, right? But yeah, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to actually just break that bush and this one too, because we're going to move those. And we have quite a few of these little grapes that we can turn into seeds. Let's also grab some more water while we're up here, because I just feel like if I don't grab it, I will need it and then I'll walk away without it and I'll have to come back for it. We can grab this iron, sorry, not stone, but iron that we had. And let's go ahead and start smelting. Now, I do think that I have a little bit of extra coal somewhere. I thought I had some anyways. Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay. And we've got some charcoal too. So let's go ahead and we'll get all of that going. Got some more cobblestone. Looking in my chests when they're this messy with all these like modded items and stuff that you don't normally see in Minecraft chests are so chaotic for my eyes. I'm like so confused at what I'm looking at. All right, let's also organize this a little bit. So we've got our stone, we've got our gravel. We'll move our wall blocks down into the middle here. So these are like our pathway blocks at the top, and then we've got all of our diorite. We've got the calcite as well. That should be enough. Yeah, this one's a little bit more organized, so that one kind of mirrors that now. That's good. And let's go ahead and just dump everything else. All the rest can just be dumped. There we go. All right, well, that brings us to the next phase before we can actually start building. It's a little bit uneven over here, so we're going to have to do some terraforming and smoothing out of this area. Not really real terraforming, but it'll be worth it. We'll just do a little bit of smoothing, a little bit of structural fixing, I should say, because there's also like this big weird hole over here that we're gonna have to cover up. And I think the easiest place to get some of that dirt from is going to be right here, because I don't really love how this is sitting right now out into the middle of the little clearing that we've made. So we can just kind of, you know, get this to get smoothed back a tiny bit. And the first hole we're going to fix is actually right over here. We're just going to fill that in. And now we can worry about this one over here. But before we cover this, I do want to go ahead and add a couple of torches down here because it is scary and I don't want to hear any zombie sounds and creeper sounds and stuff under there. So then we can go ahead and just fill this in. I'm not going to double dirt this because it's not that far down. If we do fall in, it won't like absolutely, you know, end our lives. Oh, but we are almost out of dirt here. I thought that little bit that we had would be enough, but it was not. So let's go ahead and grab some more from just right here, I think. I don't really plan on using this little spot for anything. It will be much better used as a fill-in for that hole back there. You know, I think we're gonna have to remove this tree, but I don't want to punch it, I think. I think I'm gonna do the smart thing and go ahead and make some... Well, that was not what I was looking for. Do I have any iron? I definitely have some iron to smelt somewhere. I just don't know exactly where I put it. But where was the iron that I have to smelt? I don't see it. Not in that chest. It's not in this chest, I don't think. Oh, there it is. Okay. And there we go. Iron smelting up. Let's go ahead and craft a new axe. Organize this stuff in my inventory, my hotbar a little bit. And we'll go ahead and get rid of the rest of this tree so I don't have to punch it. And now we can let that despawn while we go ahead and grab just a little bit more dirt here. I don't know if we're going to need that much more. Make sure we grab all of our saplings too, and then we'll go ahead and fill the rest of this in. Another torch just to be safe there. And yeah, we'll go ahead and also bring this up a little bit more. That way we can kind of just smooth off this whole area. All right, now that we're a little bit more established and we have some supplies, I think it's time that we can start focusing on setting up a framework for our house. But first we need to plot out the footprint. Now I will admit here that I actually did plot out the footprint of the house, and that's why you see this like dirt here in the middle, because I refreshed my recording and completely forgot to hit start again, so I had to remove the footprint that I already made. Additionally, I crafted an iron shovel while I was recording, and I also made a couple of barrels for the footprint of our house, so I apologize that that was done off camera, but now you're all caught up, so let's go ahead and start this framework together. All right, just taking a look at the space we have here, we've got a lot of space for our house, and what I want to do is actually have a main central kind of structure in the middle. And then on the sides, I want to do two little offshoot kind of structures. One might be an entryway, one might be like a staircase thing. And then in the center, I think I want this structure to be 2 stories. And maybe both of the sides are just 1 story each. Oh, look at those shadows going with the sun coming up. That is so, so cool. It is so pretty to see that rising in the valley. All right, while we've got some daylight, let's go ahead and get started here. So we're gonna start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 7. And then let's bring that back on both sides. And then maybe one more time we'll bring it back. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That'll be our little offshoot. 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. We'll just mirror this on the back here, going the exact same way. And then I think I'm going to make this the exact same as on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, there we go. And then if we just pop into free cam really quick, then we can see, yeah, this makes like a little oblong kind of plush shape, but it's really, really cute. And for a starter house, I think we can work with this. Now, the next thing I want to do is actually take some of our cobblestone and stone bricks and stone and just go ahead and pop up a foundation of 1 block for the house. And you can just kind of sprinkle and pepper these along in whichever formation you'd like to. Let me just go ahead and grab some more stone here. And there's not really a right or wrong way to do this. I'm just kind of mixing up the stones and laying them down to give some character to the house. And then in the middle of these blocks here, we're going to fill in this with our floor, which is the pine planks. And then I think over there on that side, I want to make like a little porch, like step up into the house. I think that would be cute because we are laying down a foundation. I think that'll just be a really cute way to get up into the house, into the cottage. I mean, it's kind of bigger than the normal little cottage that I make, but that's okay. Seeing all these blocks that we've chosen for this together, however, kind of reminds me of the rosewood houses and the rosewood palette. So if you guys remember that world, that was my hardcore world for about 2 years. Let's see if we can make like a little bit of a tribute to that. I'm getting like major nostalgia for that at this very moment. Anyways, let's go ahead and grab here. We're going to grab our dark oak and our strip dark oak that we have. And we've got a couple of barrels as well. And now we're going to go up with the barrels and the strip dark oak for our beams. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just want to make sure. So we'll put a beam on both ends. And 1 here. We're not going to place this here because that'll be like an inner wall. And that wall belongs to this like main long structure. If you've like followed it down, it would go right here. Then that would be the corner and then another corner here. Well, not there, but here, yeah. So then again, skipping that inner wall, we go right here. This will be the corner. This is a corner. This is a corner and that's a corner. And then you could follow that all the way around to make 1 big rectangle. And then over here, we just got to finish these 2 corners. And now these corners, 3 corners are finished. And then on top of our barrels here, we're going to go in with our strip dark oak for our beams. So we're going to go up by 4 because that would make 5 tall for all of these. And on the big rectangle, that's going to be 2 stories. We're going to actually go over and carry the beam over to split the first floor from the second floor visually. And that was all of our stripped dark oak. So we'll go ahead with regular dark oak and start stripping it up as we go. I'm trying to decide here if I want to also bring over the beams on these sides as well, because we are going to also have a lower roof on this side. I really thought that I was going to be able to make that jump, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. So we're going to have to water bucket up there and just watch the destruction. Not too bad this time, but we'll go up by 2 more. That'll be our 5 for this one. I think I am going to bring these beams over, even though it's going to be covered by the lower roof. Something in my brain is telling me it won't be right unless I do this. So let's go ahead and just bring it over on all of these sides. I wasn't too sure if I wanted to connect all of these, but I actually think that this is going to be for the best if I do this now. But we got to grab some more dark oak because we are out. Oh, we only have a stock left. Hopefully that's going to be enough for the rest of this build, but I don't think it will be. I think we'll have to go over and chop some more before the end of this build. There we go. Bring all of this over. Bring this over. Connect these beams, and then we'll head off to connect the next side. Oh, I am also taking quite a bit of damage here. I gotta remember that I can die from this. I'm not in normal peaceful. In normal peaceful, I just deal with the broken ankles, but in regular survival, you can actually die from taking fall damage. All right, let's finish off this little section here, and then we'll go ahead and start on the next floor, which will stack some barrels. Well, I meant barrels and dark oak, not 2 barrels. On the corners, we'll put our barrels for the second floor. All right, let's get the rest of this house frame finished. Oh yeah, we are definitely going to run out of dark oak here. That's unfortunate. So we're going to have to go over and chop down some more, but we only need enough just to link up these 2 sides. And if we come over here, we can zoom in. Yep, we do have one tree over there that is ready. So let's head over there and actually go just chop that up. And hopefully we're able to get some more saplings so we can replant again, just in case we need it, because we got pretty unlucky with that other amount of saplings. I don't want to have to really go back to the dark oak forest this episode if I don't have to. I mean, obviously I will if I have to, but I'd rather go like back in the next episode or in between episodes and do a little bit more exploring. We've already done so much in this one episode that I am just ready to get our house all cozy and finished up, you know? Now, I think our house is going to end up being quite plain just because we don't have a ton of access to stuff to make all of these modded items. Some of it requires a lot of gold, some of it requires diamonds, some of it requires like glowstone and other stuff from the nether, so we are going to have to remain patient here, and we can always come back and update things later with new decorations as we grab them. Because we're running a bare bones operation here right now, and the only thing we have an abundance of is flowers. Alright, now we're just going to stick around and hopefully get a couple of saplings. We have one already, but if we can just get 3 more, then I will be happy. We could always make a botany pot too, and that over time we'll duplicate our saplings, but that'll definitely be like a between episodes thing, I think. I'm definitely not going to rush to make a botany pot for dark oak wood right here at the beginning. Though now that I am saying that, that might be kind of nice if we did that. Maybe towards the end of the episode, we can get 1 botany pot just to get some like spruce wood or something going. But all right, come on, give us a sapling. We are waiting for you. And I don't want to use my stone, but let's go ahead and use our cobblestone here. Whoops. And jump up, and we can just try to break some of these. I think there was a sapling that just fell down. Yeah, I think it's just the one. The rest is just sticks. And that's fine. As long as we just have enough to replant, I am happy. We got 46 dark oak from that, which is perfect because we just needed enough to finish up the frame of the house, but also we'll have a little bit of extra just in case we want to use it to build. But the other thing that we might have to start considering here is our pine logs, because how many of these do we have? We've got 12. Okay. And I don't know if that's going to be enough for the floor, for the top and the bottom. So where are our pine saplings? What did I end up doing with those? Ah, there they are. Okay. So while I'm thinking about this, let's go ahead and just get a couple of these planted because we won't necessarily need them right away, but the sooner that they can grow up, the better. I probably should have considered planting them a little bit earlier, but, you know, I didn't want to overwhelm myself. Alright, I think I do want to go ahead and just drop down a couple of torches over here because it is getting quite dark, but go ahead and put them on the beams themselves because I will be water bucketing a little bit here and there. Yeah, like right up here. Okay, we're good. I don't think any torches got, you know, wrecked there. So let's go ahead and bring our beams across the top. And there we go. Our frame is done here. And actually, now that it's dark, we should probably sleep because I don't want a creeper to blow up our progress here. The next thing we're going to get started is filling in our walls. So let's go ahead, take these out of our offhand. We've got to grab our diorite and our calcite. And we're going to turn some of this diorite into polished diorite because we're going to use that as the very bottom base of our house. Let's place this. Oh, nope, not going into the barrel. But I always feel like when you have a little bit of brick here on the bottom, it really gives the house a lot of structure and a lot of character. So that's what we're building up here with. And the texture of these polished diorite, like, you know, bricks in Mizuno's is just chef's kiss. It's so beautiful. Every single time I get to use it, I am so, so happy that I get to use it. And once we get all of this in, we're going to start placing in the rest of the walls, which will be made out of just the regular calcite and the diorite. Now, as I mentioned, this is going to be where the door is. It's going to be like a little step up into the doorway here. And then we'll alternate our calcite and our diorite here just to give the walls a lot of texture and a lot of interest. And those will be our windows. And that is super, super cute. I love how that looks. So let's go ahead and do the same thing right over here on this wall. And let's get this wrapped around this whole side over here. Now on this back wall here, I think I might want to go ahead and put in a bay window or a like 3 wide window like that. And then the rest we will continue to fill in as normal. I realized that I did not fill this in on the other side, so I'll have to go back and do that on the inside of the house. And now to complete the rest of these sides over here on this bottom floor. Okay, there we go. All the walls on the bottom are filled in, but we've got to do the top floor still. I just want to go ahead and grab our pine planks before we do that. So let's go over here. Do we have them over here? Or did I already move them? I cannot remember. My brain does not work. Let's get over here and check on our wood chest. That is our stone chest. Oh, we've got some pine planks and we got some pine logs. Perfect. And I don't think our other tree has grown yet. Oh, yeah, it has actually. Okay, so we'll be able to go ahead and grab some more if we need some more. Okay, we need a little step up here, but I don't know what I'm going to make the porch out of yet. So we're just going to do a dark oak log there for now. That's completely fine. And then we're going to fill in this bottom floor with these pine planks. Now, this is such a good floor texture. I don't know what it is. It's so, so cozy and so homey. It doesn't fully match with the Mizuno's texture pack, but honestly, I don't really mind that for a floor because a floor is something that you're not going to be looking at as closely anyways. Let's convert the rest of our logs into planks here, and we're definitely probably going to need to go and chop some more. This is not going to be enough for both the bottom and the top floor. Man, does it feel good to be building on this scale again? I've been building so big in my hardcore world lately that I have really not thought about building on a smaller scale again. Obviously for these long plays, we're going to be getting cozy and comfy, and everyone needs that sometimes, you know? And I feel like these long plays are perfect for just getting in a world and making a comfy, cozy build, so it honestly just really lends itself to the format as well, because a lot of people use these to relax. Okay, and I guess the pine logs plant a bunch of coarse dirt, rooted dirt, and pods, will it look like, or all around, so we will definitely keep these far away from the house, although it'll kind of be nice to have rooted dirt and coarse dirt and stuff generating. And let's go ahead and just replant here really quickly. That way, if we need any more, hopefully we can grab it when it's time. But hopefully this will be enough for at least finishing up the bottom floor and then maybe half of the second floor. Let's get a bite of our pork chop here. You know, I don't know if I've ever had pork chops in real life. Is that a real food? I feel like it is a real food, but I've never had any before. Okay, awesome. And we still got 17 left, so let's go ahead and start building up towards the second floor here. All right, and with being out now, let's go ahead and grab some torches, and we'll get some torches in this place. I'll light this place up a little bit, just so no mobs spawn in here once I put the floor down on top. We are still gonna have to go ahead and get up to the top, so maybe we'll just go ahead and build up with some calcite. And we definitely got to fill this in too. I completely forgot about filling in this like a cross beam thing over here. Whoops. And just like down below, we're going to go ahead with our polished diorite and just line the bottom of the floor with that, or the bottom of the wall, I should say. Oh, we are going to have to craft up a couple of more here. And if I could just stop opening these barrels, that would be helpful. But there we go. Okay, that was very, very good. And now we just grab our calcite and our diorite, and we'll have more than enough to finish up the rest of this build. We're going to have to go a little bit calcite heavy on this though, but I don't really mind that. Calcite is one of my favorite blocks that they've added to Minecraft, and I think I might want to have some windows here, but I don't actually know yet because there's going to be a roof on either side, so maybe it's just better if I fill it in for now, and then if we want to put a roof in, we can always put that in later. Or windows in later, sorry. Oh my gosh. We will put a roof on that side. All right, let's go ahead and get the other side done, and we'll go ahead and mirror the windows that are on the front over there over here as well. I feel like I always put so many windows in my Minecraft houses, but I love a little bit of natural lighting coming through the windows, you know? And of course it's starting to rain. Are you kidding me? I'm pretty sure this is like the second or third time it's already rained in this world. Definitely the second at least, but it doesn't feel like it's been that long since it last rained. And every single time I'm building in any world, whether it's my hardcore world, whether it's a Longplay world, I feel like I'm always constantly getting rain. I do love a good little bit of a rainy, you know, vibe session though, sometimes, every once in a while. Just a couple more bits. There we go. All of the walls on the house are filled in now, and I really, really like that. Okay. That is good vibes. Let's just take a look from outside. Let's see how this is looking. Wait. Did y'all see that sun? That is kind of peeking through the clouds there. It wants to be sunny, but it's raining. Okay, let's pop into free cam here. Oh, yeah. That is cute. I can see the vision. I can see this is a good amount of space to work with. It's going to be cute when we're done. Definitely the next step though is going to be putting it on the roof. So let's go ahead and get our wood here and let's get into some roof building. I think I'm going to go for like just a simple stair roof for this. Don't have to do anything too wild. I don't really think I'm going to need an attic space. I think I'd just rather have the regular roof amount of space just for the regular decorations that you're going to put into a house. I feel like it will just take away from the overall simplicity of this build, and I really want to keep it simple. That way we can kind of make it come alive with all of the decorations. And using simple shapes honestly makes me feel very happy because I want you guys to be able to recreate my builds, especially from these long plays. I don't really do build tutorials. That's probably the closest that I get to doing build tutorials, and if you guys can follow along with the long plays, I mean, I know it's kind of like, ouch, I'm falling off the roof, but I know it's not like a 100% tutorial, but it's still kind of one of those things where you're easily able to follow along, I think. At least I hope. I hope that you guys are able to follow along pretty easily. I'm one block short, of course I am, but let's go ahead and just plop that diorite down so we can go ahead and finish up working on the shape of our roof, at least for these side roofs. Now, because we made these the same size on both sides, we're going to be able to make this kind of bottom area seem like one whole section that like a top bit was added onto. So we're going to make the roof kind of fit along with that side section. If that makes sense. You probably won't totally know what I mean because I'm not really that great at explaining, but hopefully once this is all done, then you guys will know what I mean. And of course, we're filling this all in with our mangrove wood that we collected so much of earlier. Whoops, not like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side, pull over all of the stairs. And then we got to figure out what we're going to put in the top middle. I feel like I normally do slabs there. But I don't have any slabs and I don't have a crafting table on me, but you know what? We can just make one. I'm sure we will end up needing multiple crafting tables going everywhere, you know, around the base as we normally do. And let's go ahead and get a couple slabs here for each side. And I forgot to put them on my hotbar, classic. Not double stacking them for the other hidden texture, but just single stacking them there. There we go. And then we can take down this poor girlie's scaffolding over here. We got just the dirt and the diorite scaffolding. You already know. And take a step back here. Oh yeah, I mean, it's simple, but it's cute. I like that. Okay. Now to do the same thing after we sleep on the other side. But first, we get to experience a rainbow. Oh, this is my favorite feature of complementary shaders by far. It's kind of hidden by the mountains, but you can see it up there. Oh man, with the bees and the rainbow and the morning sunrise. That is so, so beautiful. Such a cozy and wonderful feeling. Before we go up onto the roof again, let's go ahead and get some more stairs made. We're going to need a bunch of them. And, you know, we could have also just made these up there, but since there was a crafting table down here, it's pretty easy to do. All right, let's get this other side done. Okay, let's take a little peek so you guys can see how it's looking with the two side roofs on, but let's go ahead and pop into free cam for that. Oh yeah, that's nice. Now on one side I did like a backward stair and the other side I just did a slab, but I think I like that stair better. Actually, I'm not sure. Do I like it better? I think I like it better, but as you can see, it looks like one big main building and then it's kind of split by the structure in the center, and we still need to put the roof on that. But while we're down here, let's go ahead and get our inventory together here because we're going to need a lot more stuff to go up there with. And for this, why don't we go ahead and come up from the inside in here, just because we already have like a little bit of a staircase down on this part already. That way we don't have to expend any extra energy on something that we already have kind of a solution for. So we'll just spruce plank up. And then let's go ahead and put on this little middle section roof. Now this section is going to point the opposite way. So we're going to just go like always along our beam, taking our stairs all the way across. And then we will continue that on the other side too and just get this whole thing done. I just like to do this first before I build up. I don't know why. I feel like this is the longest part, is like putting all of these like stairs or whatever you use for the roof edges on. So I like to just kind of knock that out at the beginning. And now with that done, we can go ahead and bring this back to our middle point here, like we always do. And we've got more stairs, didn't even have to do anything. Didn't have to go make more, we're fine. Okay, and then on our upside down stair, let's go ahead and put just a regular stair. And then over here, we've also got to switch that one out, that slab at the end, and we'll put a stair there as well. I should be able to just jump up, right? Yeah, okay, perfect. All right, let's get the other side all built up as well. Oh my gosh, of course, I just somehow placed that going the completely wrong way. It's definitely not a Frogcrafting video unless I go ahead and place like a million blocks the wrong way. And now we get to fill in the big part of the roof. This is always so satisfying, right? But I only like filling in that part of the roof because every other part of the roof, like the higher layers where it doesn't have blocks under it all the time, I don't know why, but that's always such a pain. And to fill in this little spot, we'll do some of our classic Tudor lines where we just kind of alternate strip dark oak and then the calcite, or you could also do another wood there, but I think the calcite and the diorite is going to look fine here. And we'll do the same thing on this side, except for that I broke my axe, of course, so we've got to craft a new one really quick. Okay, there we are. Our little middle sections are all filled in, and now we can just continue on with our mangrove stairs. Ooh, almost done. Just don't have enough slabs. So let's go ahead and craft up the last couple that we need here. Probably gonna need more than 6. Don't know exactly how long this is anymore because I wasn't counting, but I think more than 6 is how much we need. Yep, there we go. Okay, we needed 9. And now we can just take a look at our handiwork from the bottom, of course. Little water bucket clutch. And let's go ahead and just activate free cam really quick. Oh yeah, I really, really like that. And definitely those little stairs on the edges were the right choice. They bring a lot of character to the build. The next thing we need to work on is getting some windows in there because it's a little bit empty right now. And there does appear to be a little patch of sand just in front of us. So if we go down here, we can take some of this sand. Now, actually, I think I want to take this over here because this is a little bit less noticeable from the top, from the shore. I probably should have grabbed some sand while I was out, but I didn't think that far ahead, to be honest. I was more concerned with just finding some spruce and some other biomes and some fun. And I always forget after having respiration on my helmet in my other worlds that I don't have it in a new world, and it always messes me up. All right, let's go ahead and get this sand into the furnace here. There's only 2 pieces, so it's only going to do 16, which is fine. It won't be all of it, but we don't really need all of it, I don't think. And for dye, I think I'm going to do some red dye, and we can just use these beetroots for that. And that's honestly way more dye than we even need. We only need 2, but it's perfect because we'll be able to use it for other stuff, maybe like beds or sheep or whatever. Now over here, I don't think we have any mangrove left, but I want to take the mangrove that we do have and make some trapdoors because I would really love to have some kind of like shutters on the outside of our windows here out of the mangrove because I think those are going to be really cute. And I like that enough that I think we're going to have to go over there and chop down some more mangrove. So let's just throw everything we're not using right now into our backpack. And let's head over and chop down some mangrove. Although, where did my food go? Yep, in the backpack. I should have just grabbed it out earlier. I actually forgot that we're going to need some more pine logs too, so it's a good thing we're coming over because we're going to need more of this for the floor upstairs. So we'll just go ahead and grab it while we're here. Got all of those pine logs, perfect. And I do have some extra saplings, so we won't even have to wait for a sapling for that. There we go, we'll just replant that. And now for the tough one. We've got to get a bunch of mangrove. I cannot wait until we have a botany pot for mangrove. I'm so serious, but I'm going to try to hold off on doing that for this episode at least. I do love having a good supply of mangrove around because I do love to build with it. It's such a great block, but it is such a pain as well. I think if it didn't get so tall, it wouldn't be as bad. But right now, because it gets so tall and you have to like climb up the vines and stuff, it's just very annoying. And when you only have, you know, iron tools and you don't have like an elytra, you don't have scaffolding, this is just one of the experiences of all time, I should say. And, ooh, thought I was going to take way more damage than that there. That was a little bit scary for me. You know, even if I fall and take fall damage and die, it's still worth it for this beautiful wood. I genuinely think that this is probably one of my favorite blocks that Minecraft has ever added to Minecraft. Did I say Minecraft adding to Minecraft? I meant Mojang added to Minecraft. Oh my gosh, I am talking so silly today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyways, moving on. I do think this is one of my favorite blocks though that they've added in a while. You know, that's kind of true though for a lot of the blocks that they've added recently. Like, and by recently I mean in like the past like 5 years. Mangrove, calcite, cherry wood, the pale oak is really, really good. Moss, of course. Like, there's just so many good blocks that they've added. I mean, even to some extent deep slate, which I use kind of not as much as I should, honestly. I wish I used deep slate more. I just always feel like it's so dark and moody, but maybe upcoming I will use some more deep slate. But it is getting so dark. I'm scared that a creeper is going to spawn and like blow me up by jumping up the vines. So let's go ahead and sleep. I don't know where to put the bed. Okay, let's just pick that up and put it here and then put the bed down and sleep. Now, I still think that there's a ton of mangrove up in this tree, so let's go ahead and try to get it if we can. I'm trying to break the leaves to see where they are, but I don't know. Sometimes it's such a pain, even without bushy leaves on. And by the way, if you guys are interested in which bushy leaves I'm using the universal bushy leaves by the Garden Gals. They are very, very good, and they are texture pack and mod supporting as well. So feel free to check them out. Honestly, the Garden Gals have really, really done an incredible job with all of the different texture packs and the mod pack as well. They do have a bunch of stuff that's also not Frogcrafting themed if you guys are interested. Like, you guys probably know the overgrown flowery kiwi, and that is incredible, but they have got a bunch of mods, and they've also got some other stuff down the pipeline, also other texture packs. So not only great artists and coders, but also just great people. If you guys have checked out their stuff, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I love their work so much. I'll leave a link in the description directly to their Modrinth account as well if you guys want to check out everything over on Modrinth that they've got. There is still more logs over there, I think, because this is not breaking at all. Yeah, we're gonna have to make a little bit of a jump. Ooh, no! Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I just broke all of my ankles and my legs. So you know what? Maybe we don't need any more. Maybe we don't need any more mangrove. We're just good now. I'm fine not dying today for that 3 extra logs that are in the leaves up there. And we'll just go ahead and clear out some of these roots that will eventually probably end up composting down for some bone meal, but we've got to be able to grow our saplings. And with those things around, you've just got to like break them, I guess. Hopefully the logs that we gathered will be enough to make a bunch more of our trapdoors for all the windows, but we do have quite a few windows, so I don't know if it'll be enough for all of them. But let's start right here. We've got, oh no, that's the wrong way. We've got another mangrove trapdoor to put over there, and of course we don't have any trapdoors because I didn't make them yet. I'm just very silly. Let's go ahead with these 18 and just see if that's enough. I don't think it is. I think that there's more than 9 windows on here. I think for this one, we'll go ahead and make this kind of like a sideways trapdoor, like it's kind of propped open. I think I like that. I think I might add a couple of those. So maybe over here, maybe this one could be another kind of like side trapdoor that's like propped open. Okay, before we go and get any more of the trapdoors done, let's go ahead and make our glass really quickly. So we'll make our glass into red glass, and then we just need to make glass panes. I don't know if 16 is going to be enough. We'll find out. Now, these glass panes will probably have a little bit of color bleeding. Yeah, I've got my shaders have the colored block lighting on, so we are just going to have to ignore this when the sun is shining on it because I just really like the red stained glass. I don't want to use regular glass here, but let's craft up some more glass panes here for ourselves. So let's try this, and then can we open this like, oh no, we can't because that is open on that side. Okay, but we can put it like that. Yeah, that's cute. That makes sense. And let's go do the same upstairs really quick. I've got to remove all of that spruce as well. But while we're up here, we should actually go ahead and fill in as much of this floor up here as possible. I still don't know exactly how we're going to get to the second floor. We'll probably do a ladder up here. But if we just go ahead and fill in as much of this as possible. Oh, we can do all of it. Oh, nice. I didn't know if we would actually have enough. But there we go. We've got our windows completely filled in. That's perfect. Let's grab the spruce planks from up here because we don't really need those anymore. And then we can just drop through here and fill in the last pine plank. There we go. Let's clean up this calcite staircase. And I'm just realizing now that I didn't fill in the roof kind of wall parts. So I don't know what those are called. We're just going to have to fill that in really quick. But luckily we had all the materials on us, so this shouldn't be too bad. Got a couple of dark oak pieces in here. And then we've got our calcite and our diorite. And then over on the other side, we're going to mirror that exact same thing. So we'll go in with our dark oak kind of Tudor lines first. Oh, well, not right there, but you know, I always got to misplace a block just to keep it fancy and fresh. And then we'll finish it off with our diorite and our calcite. Oh, and there's a window there that I did not finish. I just realized that. So let's go ahead and fill that in. Oh, wait, no, I messed up. I would have had that. Oh my gosh. Oh no, I'm going to have to... I'm gonna have to go get some more sand. Are you kidding me? Oh no, I don't. I luckily have enough. Okay, that's fine. And we have some charcoal. That is fine. But oh my gosh, I misplaced that one sand when I was making the bay window. All right, I just want to take some stock here on what we have. We've got some cherry logs. We've got some other cherry logs, but not a ton of other stuff for like making, you know, trapdoors and stuff to decorate the inside. So I think while that's smelting, we'll go over and chop down our spruce tree. You know, I just took a look outside my window while I was walking, and there is rain happening outside my window right now. And the last time that I went outside, when I was downstairs getting some water, it was not rainy. There was like a little bit of cloudiness, but not too much rain. But I'm really hoping for a little bit of sunshine over the weekend. I just want to sit outside and read my book. You know what I mean? I just want to sit in my backyard and read my book for a little bit. I don't want to be out for too long. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be hot. But I would love to just be a little bit cozy and a little bit comfy in the sunshine outside. I don't know if it's just me, but sometimes when I'm out in the sun, I can just feel the sun's rays healing me. I don't know what it is. After a long, cold winter, just having a little bit of sunshine on your face can really make the difference in your mood. And if you made it this far into the long play, go ahead and write sunshine in the comments. That way I know that you made it to this point and you were still awake. You hadn't fallen asleep. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Having a little cozy snooze while watching a Minecraft video is next level. Now, while we're over here, we'll also grab some of this mangrove wood that just grew from the tree that we planted earlier, the sapling that we planted earlier, because we need some more trapdoors for our house. We're going to need to do the top floor as well, and we didn't even touch on that yet. And plus, we're going to need to make like a door and stuff too, which I think is also like 6 planks, which is 2 logs. So 2 of these logs are going to be made into a door. And if you start thinking about it like that, everything starts to sound super expensive. Okay, let's check. Do we have any spruce saplings coming down? No, and we only got 2. You know what? I'm not even going to replant. We can always grab some later. I doubt we'll even need more than that, you know? I'm saying this now, but this is probably going to come and bite me in the butt later because I always need more spruce than I think I need. All right, over here in our bottom furnace. Oh, our iron's done. So let's go ahead actually and make a couple of logs into some charcoal for ourselves because we're going to need that later on for something else. You know, looking at everything that we have though, we have so many flowers. I would love to make some flower boxes, and I'm pretty sure in the mod pack or in the mods that I have in this pack that there are some like mangrove flower boxes. I'm pretty sure. I've just got to find it. My eyes are not that great with these. Oh, yep, there we go. Okay, perfect. And if we go ahead and get all of these crafted up, we can put them under the windows and then put all of our flowers that we've been picking up from the flower forest in them. So we'll go ahead and convert those into some planks. Now we got to make some slabs really quick. I don't know how many we need. Probably 12 is fine. And then let's grab the recipe again and just make all of those. Yeah, that is probably more than enough. Can't reach up there. Oh my goodness, I'm so short. This is quite embarrassing. 2 blocks tall is just not tall enough in Minecraft. There we go. I still gotta get that red glass over there. That's fine. We probably won't put one down here, but we will put one up top, or 2 up top, sorry. But we won't put one for the bay window. That just doesn't make sense. Then we've got some more. That's perfect. They look pretty modded, but I think they're a cute detail. I don't know. I really, really like them. Let's grab our glass though, and let's go fill in that, you know, window before I forget. But I also want to craft some campfires while we're over here because I want to use those as like little overhangs over the windows. I feel like that would be really, really cute. So let's also craft up some campfires. Yeah, that's perfect. There we go. And then I just want to put those over all of the windows where possible. I feel like for a starter house, I always put campfires over my windows, and there's something to be said about just how simple and cute that those little campfire overhangs actually are. And also, let's go ahead and grab our flowers here that we want to put in. So maybe some red tulips and some azures to kind of match the colors of the house, and then we can just kind of alternate them in the flower boxes. Yeah, that's really, really cute. Now it's kind of all coming together. We still need some leaves, but the rest of it is coming together pretty well. We definitely need to get some more flowers though, because we are out of azures and we've got only 4 red tulips left. So let's go try to find some really quick. I don't want to wander too far away from home at this current dark hour. It is very, very scary out here. There's no torches, no lighting or anything out here. So let's hopefully find a little bit of... Oh, there's some red tulips down there. And some right here as well. That's perfect. Oh, and there's azures here too. Oh, that's so lucky. I just got very, very lucky on my search. All right, let's go ahead and grab up a couple more of these and then we'll head back over to the house so that we can go to sleep because it is too dark out here to be hanging out with the mobs around us, and we'll eat some steak too. That way we keep our hunger bar up. The house is really starting to come together. Once you start getting all these little kind of details on there with like the window boxes, the flower boxes, the overhangs, the trapdoor kind of shutters, it really starts to come together. All right, let's go ahead and finish up filling in these flower boxes here. That's going to be our next little mission. I feel like when I make Minecraft houses, I have kind of like a checklist of everything that I need to do. So getting the walls up, getting the foundation down, getting the roof on, getting the window treatments on, and then the inside stuff, of course. And then slowly, ever so slowly, I already grabbed the glass, didn't I? Yep, I did. I am so silly. Anyways, but ever so slowly, I go ahead and check all those things off one thing at a time, one little task at a time. It's not even always like directly related to the task that I was just doing. Sorry, bees, you cannot have one of these, you know, flowers. I'm so sorry. There we go. That window is fully done now. But usually a big task that I have to do is move all of my stuff onto the inside. So I think that's what I'm going to kind of work on right now. We've still got to figure out a way to get upstairs. We've still got to figure out where we're going to put all of our chests, all of our smelting, all of that kind of stuff. So we've got a lot of work to do. And we also still need a door. Now above this right here, we're going to put a upside down diorite stair. I just don't have one right now, but I will craft a stone cutter at some point and then we will put one there. Now I've got to look around at this house because I don't know exactly where I want everything to go. I haven't planned this out before, so okay, maybe over there a staircase and then over here maybe just like a little entryway. I don't really know. Let's start simple and easy here and maybe do like a little crafting smelting area, and we can just put that right in this little nook right here where we already have this crafting table. And then we have some spruce slabs here that we can just kind of throw in between, and that can be like a little work table. And then next up, I want to craft up some, not torches, lanterns. I want to get rid of the torches, but I want to craft some lanterns. Try not to craft safes. I have accidentally crafted safes before because it's basically the same recipe. Okay, let's go through and get rid of all of these torches because we don't really need those anymore. We'll drop in some of our lanterns and we can add more lighting here and there as we need it. But let's try to figure out a staircase here because we're going to need to get up to the second floor somehow. I don't know if we're going to do a staircase, but I want to try to at least because there is room here for one. And at the very least, if we fail, we can always go to a ladder, but I want to try to make this work at least once, maybe twice. It's a little bit awkward though, because we need to go up into the middle. So maybe we have to have some kind of like support pole in the middle where we go around that. Let's try this again. Okay, a pole maybe there or here. No, here. That's better. So let's remove this. And kind of try to go up a little bit more. I am like so confused right now. I feel like this is literally frying my brain, but we need to go right there. And I don't see any easy way for us to get there. I am just, you know, I'm not that invested in this, I think. I think maybe if we just do a ladder, no one will even care or notice. We don't even really need a fancy staircase, right? I mean, I'm probably giving up on this a little bit too easily, but I don't want this video to be like 8 hours long and 5 of those hours are me trying to figure out the staircase. And if we just come right over here, easily we can just put a ladder there and no one will even know or care that we don't have a fancy staircase. You know what I mean? We're just going to take the easy way this one time. And now we'll have access to our second floor up here. And I think we'll probably put our chests up here on this wall because we've got a bunch of storage space there. And there's not a lot of space down here to put chests. Like, it doesn't make sense to, you know? All right, so let me grab a couple of things here. Let me grab what I need out of this because we're going to go craft a bunch of chests so we can move everything inside at some point. And actually, I'm just going to throw all of this in here. Give me 1 sec. Let me get this all organized. Okay, I think we're definitely going to do the chest, like I said, on this wall right here. And we'll just bring those over. Maybe like this. And then we'll have the corner bit here to have a little bit of like a beam in. I don't know if I love that, but I can't block the window. So I feel like that's going to be how it is, you know? And I'm just going to leave that kind of unfinished for now because I don't know how far our chests are going to go up. But we're going to need to go ahead and craft some more chests. And we've got a bunch of oak wood that we can use as kind of like our throwaway wood. And I want to just get like a couple rows of double chests in here at least just to organize all the items that we already have. Because we've got wood and we've got food and flowers and modded decorations and these like little zombie capture card things. We've got so many different items to sort. And our last chest will just kind of fit that in there. Well, try. There we go. Okay, this is a good amount of storage for now, I think. And then we've got to drop in where we think everything should go. So maybe like wood in this one. And then maybe before we do anything else, let's go ahead and make our stone cutter. And then stone in that one. And then we've got all this stuff in our backpack to organize as well. So let's go ahead and start getting all of that put away. This isn't something that I generally do on camera, and I'll probably do the majority of this off camera because it's kind of boring to watch, but this is kind of how I just sort everything, you know, stuff of a similar type just put in the same place. At least for the early game storage. Later on you can be a little bit more specific, but for now we'll just kind of put like foods, dyes, all that stuff, and like I said, I'll do the rest of that off camera. Now we did make a stone cutter, like I said, so let's go ahead and grab some more stuff from outside. Luckily for me, this is going to be pretty easy by transferring everything into our backpack and then going and grabbing some more stuff, and we can take tons of stuff upstairs all at once. And just like that, we've been able to pretty much bring almost everything. I mean, obviously some stuff is not stacking because we don't have any more room, but that's a lot of our stuff already. You know, with these extra chests, we can actually go ahead and drop a few right here in the work area. They're kind of not really meant for storage, but just for like some clutter there. And then, yeah, the rest of them I'll bring upstairs just for like bulk storing some more stuff. And I think we'll also go ahead and get some lanterns in here, but oh, we're probably gonna have to make chains. It'll be a little bit annoying to go all the way up there. But luckily we can reach our crafting table and we can go ahead and just swap those out and make a couple of chains. Okay, with these being hung up here, we're gonna have some good lighting finally, and then I'm gonna go ahead and empty my backpack and get all of this stuff organized. And yeah, there's a lot of work to do in here. It's gonna be quite a little bit of a process, but let me get this done and I'll bring you guys right back. All right, it's been a little bit, but I've got the upstairs organized, at least mostly organized finally. Let's head up there after we grab our bed. I just slept because it was dark and rainy. So as you can see, I used our cherry wood to make our signs to label all of our chests, and all of them are completely organized here. We don't actually have that many items. It just looked like a ton of items based on what we had outside. Now, the next thing I want to do is actually put our diorite stair up above the door, but we've got to find just the regular diorite stair so it matches the rest of the house. Before I keep forgetting to do that, so looking at the house right here, there is still a lot to do on the outside with some like leaves and stuff. And oh my gosh, I forgot the rest of that stuff. That is kind of embarrassing. I will go upstairs and organize this. Oh my goodness. But also while we are out here, I want to come over to the edge of the lake here because there was some clay down here and I want to grab some so we can make some flower pots. And if we go ahead and just grab a bunch while we're here, that would be great. So we might have to swim around the lake a little bit because I think I am kind of throwing in the towel on not making a botany pot in episode 1. And I think we're going to end up making one just for some extra wood, just for a little bit of spruce because I don't have that many saplings left. And I just need a little bit of wood in the background. You know, I need to make some more campfires. I need to make some more trapdoors and stuff like that. So if we could just have that kind of generating, that would be nice. Honestly, I'm still kind of embarrassed that I forgot half of that chest that had a bunch of stuff in it, but that's just what happens when you have frog sea rafting brain. I'm always so distracted. I'm like, oh, I've got to do this, then I got to do this. Oh, that's right. I better do that. And then I've got to do this. And oh, I should probably also do that. And somehow I can just never fully stay on track, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and we'll get some of this clay smelting up. And then I thought I had more. Yeah, it's in the backpack. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get that smelting as well. And I think while we wait for that to smelt, we'll go ahead and just put everything else away because, you know, we had frog sea rafting brain. Luckily, it's not too much stuff to organize here, although the alliums don't go in with the food, but the rest of this stuff is a lot of food items. And then we've got the alliums, the dark oak sapling, we've got some mob loot, we've got some valuables, and then there was still some stuff in the backpack for us to put away as well, so we can just get that done too. I'm trying my best to end this episode without having Frogcrafting backpack syndrome. So no one say, oh my gosh, Frogcrafting backpack syndrome is alive and well in the comments because it is not. At least not right now. And then I guess this chest will be used for like bulk storage or whatever. I will decide that later. But this is kind of like a messy early game storage room. It's definitely not done. And we will finish this over time with some like more decorations and stuff. But for episode 1, I am not too concerned. I'm not too worried. I am pretty happy with it as it is right now. We'll drop that clock in here. But we'll go ahead and grab our campfires. We also need to grab just a bunch of other stuff too. I think I want to make another furnace. So we'll just grab some cobblestone. And then we're going to smelt down all of these birch logs that we have. That's fine. Got some bricks, which is great, but also I just remembered we were going to make some clay blocks as well for a botany pot, but I don't have anywhere to put them right now for smelting into terracotta, so we'll have to wait a second. Now, besides just getting some terracotta, we're also going to need, I think, a flower pot, but I can't remember if we need anything else. Sometimes I play other mod packs that also have botany pots in them, and they always have like weird recipes, so let's just check here. So a botany pot, yeah, we've got terracotta, and then if we want to make it a hopper botany pot, which we do, we need a hopper as well. And a hopper botany pot is just way superior to a regular botany pot because the hopper botany pot will automatically output to the chest below, and if you don't have a hopper botany pot, you will have to manually take the stuff out. So overall, it's like not automated. You still have to watch it basically, and that's not what I'm about. We're not about that life right now. Let's just go ahead and get our hopper made. I mean, it's a little bit expensive, but I think overall will be worth it, especially like later on when we get an iron farm. And maybe we can move some of these clay balls around so that we can get all of this smelted. Yeah, that's fine. And then we've just got to put in a little bit more fuel into this. This is perfect. Honestly, it's completely fine. And now since we just gotta wait, let's go ahead and go outside and we can continue working on our task of getting all of our window treatments done with all of our campfires. We're gonna need 2 up there, but I'm not gonna go up there yet. And we've got 1 right here. And then I think we also need them on this side. Yeah, okay. So we need 2 more at least for the top. And the front, we also need 2 on the top. And for the bay window, maybe like stairs in the middle and then campfires on the sides. I don't know if that's going to look right, but we can try that. But our terracotta should be smelted now. Yep, okay. And we've got some more bricks as well. And we've got some more charcoal. That's perfect. Now let's craft our little botany pot here. There we go. We've got a hopper botany pot. And how this works, you're going to place it on top of the chest. And then we need to go upstairs and we need to get a sapling and some dirt. So our saplings are in this chest. We're going to go ahead and take our spruce ones. And then we've got some dirt right here as well. And you're just going to right click the botany pot. And then you add in your soil and your sapling. And then slowly over time, it's going to grow and get bigger. And then eventually it'll kind of like put itself in the chest below. And so I'm actually using a add-on for the botany pots. It's called Botany Trees. If you guys are interested in why the trees work in mine and maybe don't work in yours. Plus, this whole flower forest crater that we've got is such a massive area to build in. So it's kind of nice to have a little bit of help and a little bit of kind of resources being generated for us in the background that we don't have to think about as much. But trust me, we will still gather quite a few things on our own here. Now, I just want to grab a couple of things to make some more campfires here. So we need some more sticks. We're going to need some more logs. I'm not really that concerned about using all my cherry wood to make sticks either, or for signs, because I think we planted a sapling earlier. Should be grown up by now. Oh, maybe we didn't plant one, but that's okay. We can plant one in the future always. Also, checking out our botany pot, there are nothing in the chest yet, so it's not that quick either to get wood. So it's not like it's going to be so overpowered that we're going to have, you know, stacks and stacks of wood in 1 second. I also want to grab just a couple of extra little bits and bobs here. We're going to need some stairs. We're going to need probably some planks. We're just going to grab a bunch of stuff. And we're definitely going to need leaves here, so we're going to have to grab those too. And has there been anything yet? Nope, still nothing. So yeah, like I said, if you're watching it, it's going to take forever. But if you're doing other tasks in the background, over time, you're going to get quite a bit of wood. Okay, so campfire, and then I think we said a stair in the middle. And I was debating on a little bit of a mangrove stair, but I think the spruce kind of matches better. It fits better with the campfires. That's cute. And then we also need to go ahead and build up to get the ones on the top as well. So we've got campfire and campfire. Can I place that? Yeah, there we go. And I completely forgot, I think, our mangrove stuff. So instead of jumping down, what if we just broke into the wall here? Because I think we can reach the chest if we jump over. No one will even know. No one will even suspect that we were over here jumping in and breaking into our own house, right? And then we can just replace all of these blocks and no one even knows, except for probably all of you that are watching the video, but you guys aren't going to say anything, right? Now, the mangrove trapdoors, there's a specific way to place them that I always kind of hesitate on, but yeah, that was the correct way. Okay, then we just got to move over here and do the same exact thing. Yep, there we go. And then let's go ahead and break our little spruce scaffolding bridge over here. And yep, we've got to break this too. And now for my favorite part, we're going to go in with some leaves and we're going to just start opening the barrels once again. But we're going to start spreading these around. It doesn't have to be a perfect amount of leaves or anything. Oh yeah, we'll definitely put some up there and we'll do some signs in the middle. I love a good leaf in between the campfires. It's just such a cozy little detail on your houses. So, so sweet. I also just love in general adding little clusters of leaves to my builds. They always make it feel like so bushy and alive. Now, we do also have this front porch area, which I was wondering, should we just bring in the pine? We definitely need more if we're going to do that, but I think I like that. So it's back over to chopping once again for me. I think that I've probably broken like 25 axes in this video. I don't know if anyone's been counting, but it feels like I've broken 25 axes in this video. And this one's about to break too. But the good thing about having a little bit of a series going on is that you eventually can upgrade your tools and you won't be stuck with unenchanted tools forever. I feel like that's one of my main things that I really don't like about starting over in videos is just getting my tools back. I love to build. I love to have a cozy moment. I love to gather 4,000 spruce logs that I'm not going to use, okay? I've got to have some enchanted tools. You know, if we're building this house as kind of like a tribute to the rosewood as well, we can't do that without roses. So it's probably a good thing if we grab some of these roses now that we're over here and we're at that stage of decorating where you start adding flowers and stuff. Yeah, give me all that. And while we're over here, let's go ahead and plant some more pine saplings too, because I'm really hoping this is going to be enough, but time will tell. So we'll just plant 2 just to be safe. Now, once we go back over here, I want to get this front porch area finished because I feel like that's going to be so cute and cozy. But honestly, that wall feels like it needs something. I don't know if the porch is going to fix that. Also, what else can we make with pine? Pine has railings. Interesting. That would be cute for the front porch. It's like they knew that I was going to make a front porch. That's wild. How did they know that? Honestly, they probably know their target audience pretty well, because if they were thinking like a meadow house with like a porch, like that's next level. Like they just had a big brain there. Anyways, okay, we also need some stairs because we need a step up the porch. So let me just go ahead and make a couple of stairs. Now, do I want it to go here or do I want it to come out one more? I think out one more, right? Because it'll be kind of small. Yeah, I feel like that's the way. And then we can put our railing. Oh, that's so cute, actually. Wait, I love that. I guess we'll just kind of pull it over this way. It looks a little bit weird, but maybe we can make it look less weird with like a stair. I don't know how I feel about that. Let's try to fix this a little bit, make it look a little bit less awkward on the side. So maybe we can do upside down stairs there. I don't love that, actually. No. It's kind of ugly. It's kind of really ugly, actually. Let me fix that. That front bit looks still a little empty to me, so maybe we can try and put like a mangrove stair up there above the door. I don't know if that's gonna look right because of the upside down stair for the diorite. I don't know, and like also the roof above it is not that high. I did not want that to be upside down. I wanted that to be right side up. Well, okay, I guess upside down is the only way that it's gonna go, but I don't love it. And you know what? I'm just gonna leave it because I don't know what to do. Now let's go ahead and make some lanterns here because we do need some extra light out here. It is quite dark. And just adding a few of these, especially with our colored lighting from the shaders, is gonna make this place so much more vibrant and cozy. The lantern light in these shaders really reminds me of, if you guys have seen the difference between like LED white lights and then also like the warm Christmas lights at Christmas time. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but it definitely reminds me of the warm and cozy Christmas lights rather than the like super white, like bright ones. I feel like sea lanterns are probably more like those super white ones. I need more blocks. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, we've got a bunch of our lanterns now, and of course it breaks right now. Why wouldn't it break right now? Oh, before we go up here, let's see, how much wood do we have? Only 14 logs, a spruce sapling, and 3 sticks. I mean, see, it's not too much. It has just a little bit, and also our furnaces are done. Let's grab all of this out of here. All right, gotta grab some iron because I just used my iron while I was going to make those lanterns, and now I have to, of course, make another axe. And we'll just craft a new one up. Easy peasy, lemon and squeezy. And let's also go ahead and make a couple extra lanterns because you never know where we're going to need an extra lantern or two. But first, let's clean up our wood scaffolding mess. This is just, I really need to get some moss so that way we can insta break it, even if we are not using a tool. And scatter around some of these rose bushes. Oh, these are so, so lovely. It's giving rosewood in the best possible way. Now that we have all these bricks as well, I do want to make some brick blocks so we can go up on top and make like a little chimney. We'll save the rest for flower pots for later. But we are missing a campfire, so we'll go ahead and make a campfire. And why did I put that birch log away? I did not mean to do that. But we needed a campfire, and we'll also grab our crafting table. And our food, we need to eat up again. I'd actually prefer to have red nether brick for this chimney, but I feel like we're going to have to just settle for the brick because we are not going to the nether right now to find some nether wart. That's just not happening. And while we're here, we'll also go ahead and put a lantern. And there's so many zombies coming over here. Oh, I meant to land on the tree. Did not mean to land down here with them, but you know, I guess it is what it is. Another zombie card. Oh, there's another one. Where are y'all even coming from? There's even another zombie. Oh gosh. Well, I guess that's not creepers, so that's good. And now we have to take this whole mangrove scaffolding down and then rebuild it. Classic Frogcrafting. That's okay though. Pretty easy to do. Now over on this side, let's try to not fall all the way down. Maybe we can just, yeah, from the actual roof, we can put that lantern on. And then where are we going to put our chimney? I feel like I really want it to be on that left side over there. I feel like that is a great spot for it. So now where exactly do we want it? Like right here in the corner? Maybe not. Maybe just like up a little bit. Yeah, that might be a little bit better. And we'll stack up some of our bricks here. And then we've got to put our campfire down, but we also are going to need trapdoors, of which I have none. So we'll also have to make some of those. All right, let's just drop our campfire. Well, I didn't place it as I fell. So this is why you guys never see me do any building ever. That's not in a time lapse because it is the messiest thing you've ever seen. And with interiors, I'm even worse than I am regularly, just with like the regular buildings. So interiors are definitely my weakest point. I have to place everything like a million times, but now the fun part comes. We can start putting leaves everywhere on the roof. I almost said ceiling, but roof is the correct word here. I'm kind of unsure of this. Like, let me just remove it. No, then it's empty. So I guess we'll just put it back. I don't know. Do want to have a couple of bushes out front in front of the porch. That'll kind of bring this area a little bit more life. And then maybe it's some kind of draping down a little bit over the entryway. That might be a little bit much. Is that okay? I think that's okay. Oh yeah, that's starting to become cute. We definitely need a couple more on the other side, but so far I like it. One thing I did notice was that the porch is a little bit dark, so I think if we just add a couple of lanterns on the edge of these railings, then it'll be completely fine. And that kind of like fixes that and lights that whole place up. Also in this Meadows mod, there's a few things. So if we search for Meadow with @Meadow in EMI, we can see all the recipes from that mod. And there's pretty cool stuff in here, but specifically I'm looking for, there is a wooden bucket. That's actually pretty cool for the early game. Not what I'm looking for though. It's actually this big wooden flower pot. Okay, so it's just 5 planks and we're gonna make this. This is so cool and it actually has such a good texture. It looks so good. And then you can put 2 tall flowers in here. So let me go up and grab some bone meal, which we have 9 bones, luckily. But I figure we can use these to put some rose bushes inside of our house. And if we just go outside, we can go ahead and duplicate them. Oh, actually right here on the porch would be a good spot for one. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab these rose bushes. And then we can just place it down in the pot. It looks so good. I love that texture. But let's go ahead and make a couple more that we can use. We can always craft more now that we have some spruce wood generating as well. So I don't know where I'm going to put stuff in here yet, but let's go back outside really quick. Maybe we can add just like a couple more out here. And then maybe one on the other side as well, just to give it like a little bit of a different look from the rose bushes that are on the ground. That is very, very cute. I do still feel like this area over the door is still really plain. I don't know what to do there, but if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comment section and I'll try to do them. All right, now the part that I've been kind of dreading, we need to start working on the inside. So far it's coming out a little bit cute, but there's a lot to be done in here still. We should probably go upstairs and dump off some of the stuff that we don't need and pick up some new stuff that we do need. I was really hoping that we had some more oak wood, but I think I used it all for chests. That's right. Also, we've got to make a spot for clay. I'm completely spelling stuff wrong. Bricks. Oh my gosh. And terracotta. Of course, right now we only have bricks and brick blocks, but that's made for later on. The thing I want here, though, is not available in our storage room, so we're going to have to go out and actually chop some down. We need some oak for a room divider. So we'll just go ahead and get a couple of these oak trees here, and then also maybe we'll grab some of the leaves too, because I do need a little bit more for decorating the roof. I'm looking for my shears and they are on my hotbar. I am so silly. All right, that should be good. And let's just make sure we pick all of these up so that they don't despawn. Oh, wow. There's quite a few of them down here. Now with those oak logs, we can turn those into oak planks and make a bunch of trapdoors so that we can go ahead and separate these two rooms. Sometimes I feel like an open concept isn't the most cozy for Minecraft, so kind of making these little half wall type things with trapdoors always helps me feel like the room is a little bit more sectioned and a little bit more formal. And of course, I just need like one more log or one more tree. Of course. I just don't want to grab a huge one, just a small tree that's got like 5 logs on it. That would be more than enough. The things we do for cute houses in Minecraft, I swear. Okay, let's make up the trapdoors that we need to make. And, oh, I guess we could have actually done this without going to get that oak log because we've got like this weird lantern we've got to remove. And sometimes I like to pop out some of the trapdoors to add leaves into them and make them kind of like a living half wall. So I guess I could have just done that to begin with and then it wouldn't have looked so awkward. And, ooh, I don't really love that. I think it's that one that I don't love. If we just swap the position of these two, though, that might be better. Maybe just pop that one out, too. Yeah, that's better. And this little area back here, we're going to make into our bedroom. So I maybe put the bed right here. I don't know. We've got to figure out where we're going to put the bed, though. That way we can figure out where the rest of the stuff in the room is going to go. Add a big flower pot there and we can put a peony in that one. And of course we can make some more flower pots with our spruce wood that we've got growing. Oh, you know what? This is actually kind of awkward. I just realized that this is only like 4 wide. Somehow? I don't really understand how, because I definitely counted 5 spaces, but 3, 4. Yeah, I guess it's only 4 wide. I don't know. Well, we'll just have to deal with that. No one will have to know. I always forget that the wall counts, like the outside wall counts as a block there, so it's only 4 on the inside, but it's fine. Bring across some trapdoors there, and then maybe put a big flower pot up there with another peony. And of course, it wouldn't be a froggy build without putting in some scattered leaves that make absolutely no sense. Like, why are these in the house? But that also does not matter because it's our little cozy cottage and we can have scattered leaves if we want to. And we can also bounce on the bed trying to get them up there if we want to. All right, so if this is our bedroom area, then we've got over here on this side our entryway. And do I have anything in this chest? I don't know why, but I thought that there was stuff in there. And then we also have over there by the bay window and this middle section here too. Probably just some carpet there though. And of course it's raining again. It only ever rains. Are you kidding me? But we can bring down our moss carpet here. And that's probably the only carpet that we are going to try to get here. But we definitely need more. So if there's some over in the mangrove that we grew, I think getting it from the mangrove trees that we grew is the only way we can get that for now. Because I don't think we found any. No, we definitely didn't. I found a lush cave area, but I did not go into it. But yeah, let's sneak around over here in the sunlight, in the rain light, I guess, and then we can grab some of our moss carpet from around. I normally just kind of throw that away, but in this case, for these mangrove trees, it's actually been quite helpful to have some extra moss carpet. That way we can have carpet in our house. And you know, I'm going to take some of these lilacs too, because I love a good lilac in the house. I almost never get the opportunity to use lilacs in the house because I don't really build a lot of big flower pots like inside the house. You know, because then you have to use like trapdoors or, you know, whatever to kind of build them up. And sometimes that takes up so much room. But with these flower pots, with the big wooden flower pots, we can actually just kind of bypass that whole step. Oh, I should probably also get rid of the mangrove tower back here now that I am looking at it and thinking about it. Now let's just arrange this carpet around. That is looking way better. And then perhaps we can take down 2 of these furnaces on this side and just place them over here, kind of like ovens or stoves for a little kind of kitchenette type thing. And we could have made, I think we saw something, a cooking cauldron. Oh no, that's not what I meant. There was something else. A wooden cauldron. Oh, we still need iron for that. Okay, let me grab some iron. Now, even though we're not going to be able to use all the, like, the fancy string lights and some of the stuff from the cluttered mod because we don't have all those materials yet, I'm still pretty happy that we'll be able to use a little bit of modded decoration in this house. And to make this, it was like the big flower pot and then 2 iron at the bottom. Yeah, there we go. Okay, how does this look? Oh, that's so cute, actually. And we can put water in it. That is so sweet. I want to craft up a couple more of those big flower pots as well because I really like these. I really want to decorate the whole house with them. And then we'll drop some lilacs in there and just give some color and some life to our house. You gotta have flower pots in your Minecraft house. That's just a rule. I don't know why, but I keep thinking that there's something in that chest and there's not. I don't know why I keep opening it. I'm so sorry. Okay, let me grab some bricks and some other bits and bobs. I'm gonna put away this mob cart that we got, and then I want to grab some orange tulips, I think. Oh, and some leather for a couple of item frames would also be pretty good. I feel like I'm missing out on so many flowers. I don't really know which ones to grab. But that's all right. We can use some of these for item frames. And for the item frame, we have our special very first wooden pickaxe that I always save. I always try to display this if I remember to. And I think right over here in our crafting area, that is like the perfect spot for our very first wooden pickaxe. And let's craft up a couple of flower pots here. And then we can scatter these around. We'll put one here and maybe one over here on the stove. And then we'll get some flowers in those. And of course, we're going to do some orange tulips. And right over here, we can put some steak on the wall just for the little kitchen vibes, I guess. I am very, very glad that we had all of this spruce generating, because that's going to just make it so much easier for us to continue on making all of our trapdoors and stuff. So maybe we can make like a little desk, and then we'll just move the bed into a different position, like probably right here. That's probably fine. Now we can put stuff at the desk. So we can put a flower pot on here with a little mangrove chair. Eventually, I'd love to get some of the modded chairs in here, but I just don't have all of the wool and stuff that I need to make those, so that'll come in a future episode. Then maybe over here we can do like a little bit of a sitting area, kind of like a breakfast nook maybe, like just a little couple of seats with a little table. And we can really Minecraft this. So if we make ourselves a little pressure plate, we can use our railing hopefully. And yeah, there we have a little table. This is very Minecrafty. Not like modded Minecrafty, but just regular Minecrafty. But I think that's okay. I think that that's okay, because there's also like a lot of charm for that. Now let's put some shelving up here, but I only made 4 trapdoors, but that's okay. We can put some leaves here, and that can kind of act as like the edge of our little shelf there that we're putting up there. We can kind of connect that all to the stuff that's coming in through the roof anyways. I'm so sure I can't reach anything. Alright, you know what? I'm just going to shut up, and I'm going to finish up decorating the interior of this house very simply before we do the pathway outside, because that'll probably be all we have time for the rest of this video. So enjoy the Minecraft vibes and the silence for a little bit, and I will see you guys in a second. right, well, I think this interior is as good as it's going to get without some more materials to build some modded items, but look at how this place is looking out in the light. I love it. It's so, so cute. And now we just need to make a little bit of a pathway here. Now, I don't know exactly where this pathway is going to go because there's quite a few options, but let's just see what feels right. And for this pathway, we have some cobbled limestone, we have cobblestone, we have some gravel, and we've got like the mossy stuff too. We've only got a few of these like mossy stone brick type things from the limestone, so we'll use those sparingly as well. I really, really like that pathway and how it's looking. Now, if we try to curve it down towards the bottom here, what is that going to end up looking like? Let's just take a pop into free cam here because I'm not sure how I'm liking that. If we would have to like curve it down and around towards like where the docks would be. And I don't know if I'm convinced on that. I don't know if I love that. Yeah, I think I'm going to remove these pieces right here. And then we can remove some of this as well. And then we can fill that back in with some of our dirt here that we picked up. Yeah, that's fine for now. But what if we, instead of going down, what if we kind of curved this over towards the bees? Then we would still have a pathway, but it would just be like slightly different. Which honestly, I don't really mind that it's like slightly different just because it's still a pathway. It's still the start of like a little road here in the flower forest. But then I won't have to think of all the intricacies of bringing it down to where the docks will eventually be, and I can just worry about that later on when we're actually building the docks in a future episode. But at least this gives us a functional little pathway over to our bees, and it's going to be super cute once I, you know, fill all of this in. So let's go ahead and start here. We're going to drop in just randomly some of our blocks. We've got a lot of this cobbled limestone, so that's what I'm going to try to plop down the most for now, and then we can always take some out if we don't like where it ends up. There's absolutely no correct way to do this. I just try to blotch things together, and then some things like the gravel just kind of pepper in a little bit. Same with this, you know, cobblestone, and then we've got some of these other blocks as well. Okay, let's remove those, drop a block in here, and then we've got to actually go over here and pull back this little bit a little bit. Of course, there goes our shovel. I knew that was coming, but I was hoping that we can make it to the end of this without breaking it. And while we're here, I'm also going to grab the rest of our bones. I was going to save these for something else, but you know what? I think it's better if we're just going to bone meal our area up a little bit to make it look a little bit more lush. Let's craft up a new shovel here. And then I also want to make a couple of slabs so we have a step up over by our bees so we can use some cobblestone and maybe this limestone. Yeah, I'm so glad those make slabs. Oh, hello, Mr. Bee. Hope you're enjoying the vibes. But let's go ahead and finish this little section right over here so we can add a couple of our slabs through here. Yeah, that's perfect. And then just finish up the pathway up to those slabs. There we go. And now we can just start our bone mealing, and then we can get rid of the tall grass because I don't really love like the too tall grass, but I do love a bunch of the short grass. You know, I don't mind the taller grass like in the back over here, but I just don't want too much of it. It looks so overgrown, and well, like overgrown is good, but there's a point where it's also too much, you know what I mean? You know, I wouldn't mind another tree over there, maybe just an oak sapling. I will go and grab one as well. And some leaves. There's so much in here that I'm like, wait, where are my oak saplings? Hello? There we go. Oh my gosh, I could not see them. All right, so let's go ahead and go over here. We've got our oak sapling, And we'll just put it right here. I'm not going to bone meal it. I'll just let it grow on its own over time because I don't have that much bone meal left. But you know what else we could build? We could build a little rock. You know, like a little boulder that you'd find in the forest kind of chilling over by our house out of our limestone. That's kind of cute, right? But let's go grab a couple of stairs too, just for some shaping. And a couple more slabs never hurt anyone. Maybe a stair there, and a stair here, and a slab. And a slab. Oh yeah, that's a good little boulder. And now let's just dot along a few leaves here and there just to give it a little bit of structure. We can always remove these later. But I do love a good little bit of bushiness around my pathways, you know? Alright, let's do the third person walk. Oh yeah, this is hitting. This is hitting. Okay, let's go over here and we're going to just pop into free cam and take a look-see. Oh yeah, that's beautiful. I really, really like this. It's coming out so good. And this really came together in just like a few hours, like 2 hours we built this house. Hold on, let's zoom in here a little bit so that way we don't have to hold the C button anymore. But wow, that is gorgeous. I'm very, very happy with that. I'm very pleased with it. It is coming out so, so good. Oh, I forgot to unzoom. Whoops. Let me just do that really quick. All right, zoom's all fixed, but I think the only thing we need is a little bit of greenery on the roof. That's the only thing I noticed that was a little bit underdone. So I think once we put some leaves up here, then we can call this a finished build, at least for now. Anyways, like I have said multiple times, it's going to be a little bit of a series, kind of a mini series, but I don't mean mini as in like it's only going to have 4 episodes. I don't know how many episodes it will have, but this is not going to be something we work on forever, just until I feel like it's finished. So if you guys have any ideas for builds we can make around the lake or in the, you know, on the hillsides with the mountains, you know, let me know. I am so, so curious to hear your guys', you know, perspective and hear your ideas. In the next video, we'll probably be doing a little bit of farmland because we are going to need cows for enchanting and we need food. Food is a big one that, you know, we don't normally have to worry about in a Longplay series. But with that all done, I think we're gonna call it here and call it a finished episode for today. This has been such a fun little project and I hope you guys are enjoying it. Let's take a quick walk through everything that we've built today. We've got our little bee area over here and it's got, you know, a beautiful little pathway. There's actually quite a few beehives over here. And since this is ready, we should also shear this really quick to get the honeycomb. We love to see it. And then you can walk along the pathway where hopefully next time there will be a tree right here that will be, you know, blocking that little empty space. But you can walk along to the front of the house and our little porch. Then once you walk in the door, we have this cute little entryway area with kind of a seating area and some storage. We've got a little bit of a kitchen and a crafting area over here. And then we've got our bedroom. And then up the ladder, of course, we've got our messy chest area, our storage. And obviously over time, we'll be upgrading this area and decorating it a bunch more, but we don't have that many materials right now. So we've got to kind of go with what we've got. So this will be good for now. It's a good first little storage area, especially because a lot of these upgrades we're going to need to make are going to require us to go to the nether, which I am not ready to do. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you had a great time with this video. Let me know your ideas for this world in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!